Toss to the middle, brings it in, and he has no one to beat. It's intercepted by Yankton. Touchdown, Yankton!
You are listening to Bucks Football on KYNT, Yankton's home team. This broadcast is brought to you in part by
Hy-Vee, Larry's Heating and Cooling, Rhonda Westland State Farm Insurance, Ben's Brew Station, 1919 Root Beer, Fairfield Inn and Suites and the Holiday Inn Express in Yankton, Triple Time Rudy's, Roy Wilcox State Farm Insurance, South Dakota Office of the Attorney General, Vision Real Estate, Missouri River Associates, First Chiropractic Centers, First Dakota National Bank, the UPS Store, Conkling Distributing, SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, Avera, Mayor Signs, Vision Care Associates, Truxedo, MT and RC Smith Insurance, Olson's Pest Technicians, Parker Hannafin, Midwest Insurance Agency, Fortrust Bank, H&R Block of Yankton, Vantage Financial, Adam Walter, The Move Group, Hedro.
Now, we go live to the KYNT studios for the kickoff show. Kicking off right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live for another edition of the Bucks Football Kickoff Show, brought to you by Hy-Vee, where there is a helpful smile in every aisle. I am Brayden Butler, and this week the Bucks are on the road in Brookings, South Dakota, to take on the Bobcats at Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium. It's a battle of number 1 and number 3 in the latest Class 11 AA media polls. The Bobcats taking the number 1 spot this week, while the Bucks hold firm at 3. Both teams are coming off of homecoming victories last week. The Bobcats defeated the T-Area Titans 29-22, while the Bucks were able to shut out Sturgis 35-0. We got plenty to talk about here on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show, but before we take our first break, thank you to some of our sportscaster partners, including America's Best Realty. Tired of renting or apartment living? Ready to upgrade or own your own home? Call America's Best Realty, 260-1600, and unlock the American dream. Elwood Family Dental Care, where they take care of the entire family and are always welcoming new patients. Kaiser Heating and Cooling. When it comes to heating and cooling, be the wiser and go with Kaiser. That's Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton. And Explorers Credit Union. Wherever you want your financial journey to take you, Explorers Credit Union is here to help with a vision of financial empowerment for everyone. Discover the difference at explorerscu.com. When we come back, we'll take a look at last week's win for the Bucks over the Sturgis Scoopers, 35-0 for Pioneer Days. We also have a trio of interviews coming up with Bucks football players Miles Drotzman, Carson Ness, and Easton Nelson. All that and more still to come here on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show. KYNT, KYN-TV. We're back after this break.
COVID-19 cases are on the rise, and peak flu season is almost here. Save time and get the updated COVID-19 vaccine and your flu shot at the same time at Hy-Vee. Schedule your updated COVID-19 vaccine and flu shot online today, or just stop by any Hy-Vee pharmacy whenever it's convenient for you. No appointment necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. Your Hy-Vee pharmacy is here to help you and your family stay healthy. Some restrictions apply.
This game break is brought to you by a lot of people supporting the Bucks and Gazelles. So far, these high school athletes have put on quite a show for us tonight. We've had a great, exciting game. So let's break down the highlights and get you up to speed. Hold on. Well, this is unusual. One second. We're getting word from the referee. Let's just listen in.
Due to Representative Julie Auck, Lauren Nelson, and the South Dakota Legislature's vote to cut $109 million from South Dakota public schools, we cannot afford to continue. This game is over.
Folks, this game break was a warning. Representative Julie Auck and Lauren Nelson are attacking South Dakota's excellent education system. But you can stop them from succeeding by voting against Representative Julie Auck and Lauren Nelson in the upcoming election. Our students are counting on you. Paid for by the Save Our School PAC, not endorsed by any candidate.
I love 1919 root beer. It's the best over a big scoop of vanilla ice cream. My favorite is just ice cold 1919 poured over crunchy ice. It's so refreshing. It's the creamiest root beer ever.
1919 root beer is the perfect treat. Brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients. It's the creamy bodied, alcohol and caffeine-free draft root beer available. It's a taste tradition since, well, 1919.
Welcome back in on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show, brought to you by Hy-Vee, where there is a helpful smile in every aisle. I am Brayden Butler. Time to get into your Friday Night Rewind, brought to you by Larry's Heating and Cooling, your locally owned Lennox dealer located in Yankton and Vermilion. Last week saw the Bucks take a 35-0 victory over the Sturgis Scoopers. 5 total touchdowns from quarterback Easton Nelson, 2 through the air and 3 on the ground. Let's look through the highlights of last week's win for the Bucks over Sturgis. Scoring got started early for Yankton. A touchdown pass from the quarterback Easton Nelson, finding his running back Evan Sirk, who scooted into the end zone for 6.
Snap, lose Bryce calling in motion, and now it is Nelson, pass out to the near side to Sirk. Sirk gets around his guy, gets to the corner, to the pylon, to the end zone, touchdown Yankton, Evan Sirk.
It stayed 7-0 Yankton advantage for a while in the first half of play, but in the second quarter, it was a defensive play that helped boost the Bucks. Matt Grotenheis, after a tip from Cale Hazelhorst, was able to secure an interception for the Yankton defense.
Rolls right, under some pressure, Bryce Crawl gets back there, passes up in the air, and intercepted by Yankton. It was deflected and eventually picked off, and number 22, Matt Grotenheis, the 5'10 senior, pulls it down for the Bucks.
Yankton back in the end zone late in the second quarter. A touchdown run from Easton Nelson, putting the Bucks up 2 scores.
Nelson, quarterback keeper at the 5. Touchdown Yankton! Easton Nelson.
Still in the second quarter of play, another touchdown. This one through the air for Easton Nelson, finding Carson Ness in the end zone for 6. It was the 9th touchdown pass of the season for Nelson and the 5th touchdown reception for Ness.
Nelson back to pass. Into Carson Ness in the end zone. Did he bring it in? He did! The Loch Ness brings it in. Touchdown Yankton! Wow.
In the second half of play, there's that man again, Easton Nelson. Another touchdown run. The quarterback uses his legs to put the Bucks up 28-0 after the extra point.
Keep it himself. Follow Derek Beal, the blocker. Cuts up to the 5. Touchdown Yankton! Easton Nelson.
The 5th and final score of the day was another touchdown run from the quarterback Nelson, giving the Yankton Bucks their final score line 35-0, a Pioneer Days victory over Sturgis.
Nelson keeps it himself. He's at the 5. Touchdown Yankton! He does it again. A trio of rushing touchdowns for the senior quarterback for Yankton. You can count it. 34-0. Bucks on top here on Pioneer Days.
Looking at the last 2 games for the Bucks, they have put up 35 points in each contest, while the defense has allowed only 7 points over the last 2 weeks. We'll see if the team can keep that momentum going tonight against the Brookings Bobcats. And let's hear from a couple key contributors of the last couple wins for the Yankton Bucks. These are your Buck in the Headlight interviews on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show. We'll start with the sophomore cornerback, Miles Drotzman, who's getting increased playing time week by week with some great performances on the field.
Joining me is Miles Drotzman, sophomore defensive back for the Yankton Bucks football team, getting some increased play time the last couple weeks, starter the last couple weeks, and it's been some really good weeks defensively for the Bucks. You allowed 7 points 2 weeks ago against the Pierre Governors, shutout last week against Sturgis. Just how are you feeling as a sophomore, getting some more reps, some more trust from your coaches, and then coming off a big win on homecoming?
It's definitely different. It's hard to get used to it and all, especially last year. Didn't play much JV. I got in varsity during the playoffs, and it's pretty nerve-wracking, but now this year, getting the opportunity to play against these bigger and better varsity guys, it's pretty difficult, but I feel like I've fit in pretty well and gotten more confident over the weeks.
You know, you're the young gun in the defensive backfield right now. I know Bodie Thurman starts opposite corner. It's a senior. Carson Ness, another senior. He roams around. Cale Hazelhorst, another older guy. So how are those upperclassmen in terms of helping guide you, make sure you're in the right spot and helping teach you how they run things at the varsity level?
They definitely know what they're doing, a lot more than me. So, they're just out there making sure I'm doing what I need to do. making sure I'm confident and everything, just helping me out.
You go on the road this week, a tough Brookings Bobcats team, #1 team in the state in the latest media polls and all that. What are some of your expectations and what are your goals this weekend?
I know they're going to be pretty good. I know the receiver's pretty shifty. Just got to trust what the coaches have, stay confident in myself, and I think we should be fine.
Next up is the star of the show last week. 5 total touchdowns for Easton Nelson, the senior quarterback, proving to be one of the most prolific in the state.
Coming off a 35-0 shutout win over Sturgis for your homecoming last Friday, and you had a part in every single one of those points. 3 touchdowns on the ground, 2 more through the air. Take us back to last week. What was going through your mind, and what were you seeing in that Sturgis defense that opened up those gaps for you to make those big plays?
I saw a lot of blitzes that would open up run gains for me, so just taking advantage of that, and my receivers making plays after rolling out of the pocket and stuff, so just making plays after what the defense gives us.
Drawn back to one big play where you had to scramble a little bit, you had to buy yourself some time, and you were able to find Carson Ness deep down the left side of the field, I believe. It's either end of the first half or early in the second half, but helped lead to some more points for you. Just talking a little bit more about your connection with Carson. I know you got seems like a great rapport with all of your receivers, though.
Yeah, that play it was a broken play, yeah, and I was trying to roll out just to find a receiver, but then I saw Carson streaking to the left, and obviously I'm going to throw it to one of our best guys, and he made a great catch. So, yeah, I trust all my receivers, and Carson's a great player, so obviously I knew he'd make a play, and yeah.
You go on the road, a tough matchup this week. Brookings is the #1 team in Class 11AA right now in the polls and in the standings and all that, and you got a very stout defense. What are you expecting heading into that road game up in Brookings?
Their defense is a little different from what we've seen. They like to not give up big plays, and I feel like we live off big plays. So it'll definitely be different, but just taking what the defense gives us and going from there, just having long, sustainable drives, that will help the offense out, and hopefully the defense can help us out too.
Last but certainly not least, it's Loch Ness. Carson Ness, the senior wide receiver and defensive back, explaining what the Bucks need to do this week, going up against a very stout Brookings defense.
Coming off of a big win last week for your homecoming, a 35-0 shutout over Sturgis. How did that win feel for you guys, getting that big win in what is your last homecoming as a Bucks football player?
Yeah, it's nice to always have a shutout, especially for a homecoming game. I think we could have scored a lot more points, but no, a win's a win. So, yeah, we're just not satisfied, I guess, but we're coming in a big week. We got to keep building momentum.
And like you said right there, big week. This is the #1 team in the latest Class 11 AA polls with the Brookings Bobcats. Got a stout defense most of the year. What are some things you're looking to try to exploit in the secondary and help find yourself open for your quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, their secondary has gotten a lot of praise this year. They've had a lot of interceptions, but I feel like there's a lot of open area in the field, and I feel like if our receivers can get to those open areas and just settle, I think we should be fine. So,
you're team leader right now in touchdown receptions. You seem to have developed a good rapport with Easton Nelson. I'm pretty sure we talked about it a couple weeks ago last time we talked here on the kickoff show, but just reiterate a little bit your connection with Easton. It seems when he's in trouble, he's looking your way first.
Yeah, we're still building our trust together. I think like last week we had like one mistake where it should have been like a back shoulder, but it was a 9. But yeah, we're still building trust with each other. I think he's really come along with giving me the signals instead of me just giving him the signals. So yeah, hopefully we can keep doing that at Brookings this week.
And then, you're coming down to the end of the regular season right now. I can't remember if you're the 4 or the 5 spot in the standings. Obviously, the goal is to get some hosting games in the playoffs and get back to the Dome. But what do you guys need to do as a team down the stretch to achieve that goal?
I think as a team, Muth really wants us to get like just good, solid practice. He thinks if we can have good practices every week, then it'll show off on Friday. And I think if we invest in that, I mean, it worked against Pierre. We had really good practice that week, so I think as long as we keep having hard practices, we should be fine.
Big thank you to Miles Drossman, Easton Nelson, and Carson Ness for taking time out of their days earlier this week at Bucks football practice to talk to me on the Bucks football kickoff show. We're going to go to another break here, but before we go, thank you to some more sportscaster partners, including Aztec of Yankton. They're building industry-changing solutions that create life-changing opportunities. Build a career with the group that's built to connect from rock to road and click careers at aztecindustries.com. Midwest Insurance Agency. See Travis and Whitney Devine at Midwest Insurance for your farm, home, and auto insurance needs. Call today to set up an appointment. One Office Solution, the one source for all your office products, including copiers, furniture, and office supplies. One Office Solution, located next to Pizza Ranch on Broadway in Yankton. And lastly, Graham Tire. If you notice issues with your vehicle, don't hesitate to call the service experts at Graham Tire because they do more than sell tires. Graham Tire of Yankton, your auto service and tire store next door. When we come back, we'll take a look at Class 11AA, a roundup of the standings and the schedule for this week. Don't go anywhere. The Bucks Football Kickoff Show rolls on after this.
The Boathouse is for everyone. Axe throwing, mini bowling, shuffleboard, beanbag, golf, pool, and darts, plus awesome food and drinks with lots of cold craft beers and other beverages. Some say the Boathouse is the most fun you can have on land. Trivia on Tuesday nights, music bingo on Wednesdays with live music on Friday night. This is downtown Yankton's fun gathering place for all ages. If you can't be on the boat or at a Bucks or Gazelles game, then it's the Boathouse.
Want to take the hassle out of servicing your heating or cooling system? Then sign up for the Kaiser Signature Membership Program. This is Chris Frick with Kaiser Heating and Cooling. Not only will you get peace of mind knowing your units are being serviced regularly, but being a Kaiser Signature member gives you priority service, a discount on parts and labor, and no overtime rates. Take comfort and let our qualified professional technicians keep you running.
Be the wiser and go with Kaiser. Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton.
Oh, Sheboygan, I just can't get you off my mind.
Your football party will be a touchdown when you serve up Sheboygan brats, summer sausage, cocktail smokies, and natural casing wieners. Game day is better with Sheboygans. Produced with pride at American Food Groups in Yankton.
The way you taste is simply divine. I got Sheboygan on my mind. Sheboygan.
Look at all the pictures of the resort you'd stay in every year. All you need to do is pay reasonable maintenance fees once a year. With any contract that you're signing, read and understand everything. What happens if you cancel? Can you get out of this contract? If you feel pushed into signing the contract, you need to stop and take a step back. If you have questions, contact the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Brayden Butler back in here on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show. Time to take a look around Class 11AA. We'll start by taking a look at your media polls for this week, as both teams are highly ranked in the top 5. Starting at the top, it is the Brookings Bobcats at number 1 overall, followed by Spearfish in the 2nd spot, with Yankton Bucks in 3rd. Watertown is 4th, with T-Area rounding out the top 5 in the media polls. Nobody is receiving votes outside of the top 5 teams this week. Now let's take a look at your seed points standings. These are brought to you by Rhonda Westland State Farm Insurance. Let Rhonda review your current home, auto, or life insurance to see if she can help you save some money. That's Rhonda Westland State Farm. We have a tie at the top on seed points. Brookings and Spearfish, both at 42.67 seed points, are tied in 1st. A tie in 3rd as well. T-Area and Watertown at 41.83. 5th place currently is Yankton, with 6th place Aberdeen Central, 7th place Pierre, and 8th place Huron, rounding out the playoff teams if the season were to end today. Mitchell is in 9th, Sturgis Brown in 10th, and Douglas in 11th, rounding out the Class 11AA standings. Now let's look at the schedule for this week across 11AA. Spearfish is hosting Douglas at Lyle Hare Stadium. The Pierre Governors are on the road against Sturgis Brown. That one's taking place at Woodall Field in Sturgis. Our game today, Yankton on the road against Brookings at Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium. Watertown is playing host to T-Area. That's at Watertown Stadium. Huron is on the road against Aberdeen Central. That's at the Gene Brownwell Complex. And Mitchell hosts 11 AAA's Brandon Valley at Joe Quinto Field. That is your look around Class 11AA this week. Tonight's matchup between the Bobcats and the Bucks could have some serious postseason implications for two of the top teams currently in Class 11AA. Before we go to a break, I'd like to thank a couple of our sportscaster partners for helping make this broadcast possible, including the UPS Store, helping small businesses reach their goals in Yankton across from Walmart. Yankton Thrive. There is a thriving business economy here in the Yankton area. Your one source and resource for all businesses, from retail to manufacturing, is Yankton Thrive. For more, go to yanktonsd.com. Northtown Automotive, your local Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC dealer. Visit northtownusa.com. And Floor Tech, whether your home or floor is wet, call Floor Tech at 665-4839. When we come back, we will hear from head coach Brady Muth of the Yankton Bucks, as well as Barry Hine, a play-by-play broadcaster who covers the Brookings Bobcats. Still plenty to go before kickoff here on KYNT and KYN-TV. The Bucks Football Kickoff Show is back after this.
Are you ready to drive home your savings? For a limited time, Explorers CU is offering an incredible deal on auto loans. They'll beat your current auto loan rate by up to 2% on new and used vehicle refinances from other institutions. Choose from a variety of terms to fit your budget and lifestyle. Enjoy a fast, easy application and approval process with no application fee. Don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to save. Visit us at explorerscu.com to learn more and apply today.
At Triple Time Rudy's, not only do you get top-notch fuel to keep you on the move, but it's a destination for delicious local treats. You'll find quality South Dakota products like Dimmock cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. It's your community's pit stop for more than just fuel. Triple Time Rudy's supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers. For all your daily fill-ups and convenience needs, stop by Triple Time Rudy's at 17th and Broadway.
The mission of State Farm is to help people manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize their dreams. Hi, I'm Roy Wilcox with State Farm Insurance. We have been helping customers get to a better state for over 100 years. No matter where you are in life, we're here to help you make the right play calls for your insurance coverage. Give me a call or stop by anytime.
Call Roy Wilcox State Farm Insurance today, 665-7140. Find more at roywilcox.com.
A couple days ago, a teacher came into the UPS store to print some worksheets for her classroom. As we were printing, she asked if we could help her design and print a custom banner for her school's upcoming event. Yes, we can. Hi, this is Doug at the UPS store in Yankton and Vermilion, where for over 8 years we've been serving educators, businesses, and community members with all kinds of printing solutions. Stop by today and let us assist with your next project, and be sure to ask about our shipping services or current print specials.
Welcome back in here on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show, brought to you by Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. I am Brayden Butler, and it's time to get into your pregame profile, a matchup preview brought to you by Roy Wilcox State Farm Insurance. They've been helping customers get to a better state for over 100 years. No matter where you are in life, Roy and his team are there to help you make the right play calls for your insurance coverage. Call Roy Wilcox State Farm, a lifelong supporter of the Bucks and Gazelles. First, we'll start with the Brookings Bobcats and some of their statistical leaders on the season. Current rushing leader is Will Conrad. He's got 552 yards on 111 carries, just under 5 yards per carry, and 5 touchdowns. Quarterback Gavin Anderson has thrown for 616 yards, 3 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, completing just under 55% of his passes. Bergen Tetzloff is the leading receiver, and he's a leader on defense as well. 11 catches for 274 yards and 3 touchdowns. Defensively for Tetzloff, 93 total tackles, 30 of them solo, 63 assisted. He also has 2 sacks and 6 TFLs. Another player to keep an eye on defensively for Brookings is Charlie Bisgard. 4 interceptions for him on the season. That is a team high for Bisgard, but the team as a whole, the Bobcats defense, loves to intercept the opposing quarterback. 12 total interceptions for Brookings defensively. Now switching to the other side of the field, let's talk about the Yankton Bucks. Quarterback Easton Nelson has completed 66% of his passes this season, 933 yards through the air, 9 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Nelson's also done great in the running game, 464 yards on 57 carries, 8.1 yards per carry, and 9 more touchdowns on the ground. Also in the run game for Yankton, Evan Sirk, 85 attempts for 527 yards, 6 touchdowns on 6.2 yards per carry. Leading receiver for Yankton in terms of yardage and touchdowns is Carson Ness, 23 catches, 420 yards, and 5 touchdowns, an average of 18.3 yards per reception. Connor Slauber leads the receiving corps in receptions. He's got 30 on the year for 278 yards, 9.3 yards per catch, and 1 touchdown. Leading tackler for this Bucks defense is Matthew Sheldon, 33.5 tackles, 1 sack this season for the senior linebacker. He is followed by his fellow linebacker, Bryce, 24.5 tackles and 1 sack as well. In terms of total offense, Yankton has gained 2,425 yards of total offense this season while allowing 1,369. They've scored 32 total touchdowns, has Yankton, while allowing only 12 to their opponents. That is your pregame profile for both teams in this matchup between the Bucks and the Bobcats. Now it's time for the Rival Report, brought to you by Ben's Brew Station, the official watch party location of all KYN TV games. Grab your friends and families and get together. If it's on KYN TV, it's on at Ben's. This week's interview is with Barry Hine, a play-by-play broadcaster who covers the Bobcats team up in Brookings. Barry gave some insight on this year's Brookings squad. Let's go to the interview now. Joining me is Barry Hine from Brookings, a play-by-play voice for the Brookings Bobcats football team. And Barry, a very, very good Brookings Bobcats team this year. Number 1 in the latest Class 11 AA media polls. Yankton is on the road to take on that Bobcats squad at Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium. Before we get into breaking down this matchup first, though, how are you doing today?
Doing great. I appreciate you having me on. This is fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's always nice being able to reach out to other people in the industry who cover these teams, and sometimes you get a little more straightforward answers than you would if you just talk to the coaches as well.
I understand more than you know.
Speaking of Brookings, though, and this is a Bobcats team that's done very well this year. I believe only one loss on the season. That was to a Class AAA opponent, so undefeated in AA play. Number 1 team in the latest media polls and coaches polls. What have you seen with covering this team so far this year that maybe the numbers and stats don't tell? How has Brookings performed on the field to you?
Well, I think this is a team that took a lot of people outside of the locker room, at least, by surprise. I think expecting some improvement from last year was not unreasonable. I think a lot of people probably did expect that because they were a young team last year and they had a lot of people coming back this year. But to have the success they've had so far, I think took a lot of people by surprise. And how they've done that is really early on, they ran the ball well, which obviously early in the season, that's a big key before you maybe get some of the chemistry issues down with the passing game, and running the ball just important on a high school level as a basic rule anyway. And their defense has been stout all season long. So they're going to basically be in most games. Even if they don't win, they should be able to be in all games because their defense has been so good.
And that dominant defense is something that has shown up in the stat lines. You've held a lot of great teams to not a lot of points, multiple shutouts this year. Who are some key players for this Bobcats squad that have really got this turnaround going? As you mentioned, a down season last year, really turning it around this year.
Well, it's been really led by the linebacking core. Bergen Tetzloff is all over the field on really both sides of the ball. He is a stud all the way around. He's good as a tight end on the offensive side of the ball, but as a defender, he comes in and he doesn't just tackle people, he destroys them. He comes in and he lets you know he's the one tackling. He's got 93 tackles on the year already, and he's all over the field. Gabriel Stern having a tremendous year as a linebacker as well, 77 tackles. Egan Jensen off the defensive end spot has 39 tackles. He's going to be missing this game with a little bit of an injury, but he's been good all year. Phoenix Sather, another linebacker, 35 tackles on the year, so he's been flying around. Blake Canigator, one of the other defensive ends, he's the guy that gets into the backfield, and he, along with Egan Jensen, they've been in the backfield bothering the quarterback a lot this year. And then on the back end, Charlie Biscard, flying all over the place, 4 interceptions on the year. One of those was a pick 6. So he's flying all over the place. He'll come up and make tackles as well. He's got 28 of those on the year. Jay Harris, 25 tackles. Andrew Hahn on the defensive line, 17. So this is a group effort for this defense. They've got some studs that stand out, as I kind of mentioned, but they're all solid, and they're all where they need to be, and they all can tackle. So that's why it's been so hard not only to score on this team, but to even move the ball consistently.
And defense, as you mentioned, has been the name of the game. Running the ball early in the season was another focal point. But just to expand a little bit, what are the keys tonight for Brookings? In your opinion, what do the Bobcats have to do to take a home victory over the Yankton Bucks, a Bucks team that's coming off a couple pretty big wins of their own against Pierre and Sturgis?
Absolutely. This is a good Yankton team, and Brookings knows that. And this is where I will slip into a little bit of a coach talk, not because I'm trying to hide anything, but because what they tell you basically is true. You're going to want to be able to control the ball, run the ball well. Brookings is going to want to control the play clock. They're going to want to have long, sustained drives, keep Yankton's offense off the field, and defensively, they're going to do what they do. They're going to fly around and they're going to hit you and make tackles and be intimidating and just hope that that's enough. But a big key for tonight is ball control, because last week they had 4 fumbles. The Brookings ended up winning the game still, but that's something that's become an issue in the last 3, 4, 5 weeks for Brookings, is hanging on to the football. So that is something they're going to be paying particularly close attention to tonight.
Big thank you to Barry Hine for taking time out of his day to talk to me ahead of this matchup tonight between Yankton and Brookings. But now it's time for your pregame coach interview with head coach Brady Muth of the Yankton Bucks. It's brought to you by 1919 Root Beer, the creamiest full-body draft root beer available. Find it in convenience stores, grocery stores, or on tap at local restaurants. Josh Boelter spoke with head coach Brady Muth earlier this week at Bucks football practice. Let's go to that interview now.
I'm Josh Boelter. You're listening to the Yankton Bucks football kickoff show. And earlier this week, I had a chance to sit down with Yankton Bucks head football coach Brady Muth, talk to him about the game against Brookings this week and what we can expect from that matchup. Here's that interview with Coach Muth.
Coach, 35-0 win last week against Sturgis. Can you just give your thoughts on that performance a couple days later?
Yeah, I think, we did what we needed to do to win that football game. There are some things, I think there were some reps we left out on the field. We would have done some things a little bit better, I think, if we've had our druthers. But, all in all, a good game. Like I said, we did what we needed to do. The thing that I'm most happy about is our guys came away from it identifying the things that they got to get better at. It's really easy to come away from a 35-0 game and feel real good about yourself. And we want to be happy about their performance, but also need to be able to look at it objectively and say, this is what we've got to do to get better. And so as far as where we're at, our mindset, that this team is built to do really, really good things. We just got to start doing them now as we get into October.
And a couple big tests, obviously, over the next couple weeks, but it starts on Friday against Brookings. Can you talk about that matchup and what they bring to the table?
Yeah, Brookings is a solid football team, and Brookings, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but up to this point, they've done what they needed to do. And their record shows it. They've got a really good running game. On defense, they play very sound defense. They're not going to do anything too splashy. They're going to keep the ball in front of you, and they're going to make turnovers. I mean, and that's really been the recipe for the games that they've had success in. Every game that they've gotten into, somebody has done something silly that's led to a turnover, and that's been the edge of the game. And so we know that going into this game, we have to be patient. We can't just try to take shots all the time. We have to take what they give us and be tough enough mentally and patient enough to take what they give us.
And I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask about your quarterback, Easton Nelson. 5 touchdowns last week. Just talk about him and how well he's grown over the year.
Just really happy for E. I mean, he's a kid that's put in work, and I mean, I think he epitomizes a lot of what the guys on this team are making, the makeup of this team. They're guys that have put in their time and waited their turn and have developed into the players they are today, and they're having some success. And so, Easton, I know early on in the first half, I know he felt like there were some things that he could have done better. Sturgis came in and tried to win a football game, and so they're going to make things tough for you. And in the second half, he competed. We made some adjustments that essentially put him into more of the forefront of the game plan just because of what they were doing. And it worked out, and so I was really happy with the way Easton's performed, and I've just been happy for him just because up to this point, he's done a pretty good job.
Coach, obviously Brookings has a great defense. Can you just talk about their ability to limit big plays and things like that?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's just being mentally tough enough and do the math on the field to take what the defense gives you offensively. And so there's going to be opportunities, whether it's run or pass, and that's the way our offense is built. Our offense is built to take advantage of the weak spots in the field. We try to exploit those with formations and all of that stuff. And so the big thing for us, like I said, is offensively, we've got to make sure everybody talks about third down. The way that plays out is you got to be really good on first down. You got to be really good on first down to make sure that you can stay ahead of the sticks so that when you get to third down, you can kind of dictate what kind of coverage, what kind of front you're going to see rather than being behind the sticks where the defense can kind of do whatever they would like to do. And so that's the way we approach that. When we talk about, being patient and taking what they give you, when we get to, a 3rd and 2, a 3rd and short, our playbook gets much more wide open. It also expands our playbook to where we got, now we have one more down maybe to play with. And so it's just the variables that you have from winning on first down, 4+ on first down, sets you up for success. And so that's what we've got to do so that we can take what they give us. When we get into situations where it's 3rd and long, now they're in charge and they're going to dictate it. We don't have too much control. We're going to have to play on their playing field.
And Coach, what's the message going into the game this week?
This is the playoffs. We are in the playoffs right now. Everybody else is going to start the playoffs 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. We are in the playoffs right now. This is a playoff run. This is the start of it, and that's the way it's got to be. It's got to be, live with your decisions that you make, execute to the best of your ability, and fight another day.
That was Yankton Bucks head football coach Brady Muth before the big game tonight against Brookings. I'm Josh Boelter. Let's send it back to Brayden Butler at KYNT Studios.
Big thank you to Brady Muth, as always, for talking to us here on KYNT and KYN-TV. We're counting down the minutes to Bucks football kickoff. When we come back, we will go live to the field with Bryce Ladwig and Josh Boelter at Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium in Brookings. All that and more still to come. Just keep it tuned right here. KYNT, KYN-TV. Do you want a job that keeps it real? At Truxedo, a real truck company, we keep it real by promoting our values of excellent service, teamwork, accountability, and innovation. Join the Truxedo team and enjoy your next career adventure. We have a variety of openings, including senior EH&S specialist and weekend maintenance technician too. So don't wait. Get up, get out, and apply at realtruck.com/careers and start your next adventure with a career at Truxedo.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
It's time for your seasonal flu shot. Flu vaccine is recommended for all those aged 6 months and older. Appointments are recommended. Call 665-7841 to schedule yours today. Walk-ins will be accommodated, insurance billing available, and most major insurances are accepted. Visit yanktonmedicalclinic.com to download the flu shot form and for more information. A shot of prevention is worth a season of health. Seasonal flu shots, just one more way Yankton Medical Clinic provides so much care, so close to home.
So, you need a new vehicle. What's the best vehicle for you? Where do you get financing? What's your trade worth? Answer all these questions and more at BillionAuto.com. You can compare 16 new car brands and thousands of used vehicles, all in the palm of your hand at BillionAuto.com. Plus, estimate the trade value of your vehicle in 2 easy steps. It's car buying made easy. Apply for credit pre-approval at BillionAuto.com. All applications accepted, not all approved.
Welcome back in here on the Bucks Football Kickoff Show, brought to you by Hy-Vee, where there is a helpful smile in every aisle. Brayden Butler in here for one final time as we are ready to send you live to Brookings, South Dakota and Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium. Bryce Ladwig and Josh Boelter on the call for Yankton Bucks football. Before we send you live to Brookings, thank you to a couple of our sportscaster partners, including the Fox Stop. For all your daily convenience and fuel needs, make a stop at the Fox Stop. Buell's Cleaners for rugs, uniforms, linens, and other cleaning services. Go to Buell's in downtown Yankton. And Explorers Credit Union. Watch the Coaches Show on Saturday morning, sponsored by Explorers Credit Union. They're here to help with a vision of financial empowerment for everyone. Discover the difference at explorerscu.com. It's a battle of number 1 and number 3 in the latest Class 11 AA polls, and it's live now on KYNT and KYN-TV with Bryce Ladwig and Josh Boelter.
Lunges forward for the pylon. Yankton touchdown. Put 6 up on the board. That's a Yankton Bucks touchdown.
He gets the handoff and is brought down behind the line by Yankton.
Yankton touchdown.
Brought down right at the 20.
The Bowling ball gets into the end zone. The touchdown, Yankton. Ball is loose. Ball is loose. It's going to be Yankton ball. He's at the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Yankton. Crane is going wild.
Now, let's go live to KYNT Sports Director and the voice of Yankton Athletics, Bryce Ladwig.
A crisp fall evening here at Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium in Brookings, South Dakota. This is Yankton Bucks football on KYNT and KYN-TV. I'm Bryce Ladwig alongside Josh Boelter. We are sitting in the broadcast booth brought to you by Fairfield Inn and Suites, as well as Holiday Inn Express in Yankton. Get great rates and flexible reservation changes by calling the Fairfield by Marriott or Holiday Inn Express Hotel Direct, 605-653-2250. I said it was a crisp night, and I meant it. It is 61 degrees right now. It's going to dip into the 50s by the time this game is over. Here tonight, the Bobcats and the Yankton Bucks. A lot on the line. A lot of Yankton fans are going to be coming in as we get a little bit closer to kickoff. You can see some red on the other side of the stadium right now. And they are brought to you by, those fans are brought to you by Triple Time Rudy's. Whether you're traveling to a home or away game, be sure to fuel up at Triple Time Rudy's, located at 1606 Broadway Avenue. Our officials of the game are brought to you by the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General. They are the law on the field. Yankton will be in their road whites, and Brookings will be in their home blacks. That's their colors of the game. And then I bring in Josh Boelter for our keys to the game, which are brought to you by Vision Real Estate, where their focus is always on you. Vision Real Estate, located at 605 East 4th Street, Suite 2 in Yankton. Call 605-664-5555. Josh, a huge game here tonight. The Bobcats and the Bucks, a lot on the line.
Yeah, a lot on the line, and I'm calling this it's go week, Bryce. If you look at those standings, it's really close between those top 5 teams in Class 11 AA, Brookings, Spearfish, T, Watertown, Yankton. Well, Yankton, Brookings play, T and Watertown play tonight. It is go week. Really can make an impact by taking this game, Bryce. And I really expect a defensive showdown tonight. These two defenses, they really are top tier. They've been great all season, and I'm looking forward to some old school smash mouth defensive football tonight.
Yankton and Brookings are long-standing rivals, Josh, ESD rivals. And this year, not only are they clashing, as rivals, but also clashing for playoff positioning as the season's really winding down. This matchup also has major ESD conference implications.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, anytime two ESD foes to get together, it's going to be a good one. And like you said, the standings right now are so close. Yankton's in 5th, but with a win tonight, they can very easily make a big move up those standings. And that's so key because if you can get one of those 1 or 2 seed spots in 11 AA, you get home field throughout the playoffs until you get to the Dome. So it's one of those, we're getting one of those top 2 seeds is so important. You don't have to travel, and people have to come to your house. And we know what Crane brings to the table. So obviously a night like tonight on the road against Brookings, it's huge for Yankton. Honestly, for Brookings, too, because if they win this, they're looking like a very good path to that 1 seed.
Yeah, Brookings has had some down years as of late, but historically are a really excellent football program. They're back and rocking the season, Josh. A stout defense is pretty much what they've hung their hat on.
Right, a stout defense, like you said. I mean, there's 3 games where they've allowed 0 points on the board. I mean, they beat Aberdeen 8-7, and I believe, if I remember right, in that game there was a pick 6 that Aberdeen scored on. So this defense really is locked down. Last week was kind of the first time we saw some points really scored against them in 11 AA in with that T game. But even then, they were able to come out here, get some points in that one, and get a big win there. But yeah, this defense, they are really talented. They're going to want to play man. They're physical. That's something Coach Muth talked about with me in that pregame interview. They're going to be up in the grill of those Yankton offensive players on those receivers. So it's something to keep an eye on throughout tonight.
Yeah, Brookings is averaging 22.7 points per game offensively, only allowing 9.2, Josh. Averaging 264 total yards of offense per game, and that breaks down about 147 for passing, 117 for rushing. So pretty balanced, but overall they want more yards. This offense, while it can be effective, it's just, like we just mentioned, they really hang their hat on defense. 7 total sacks this season, 17 total turnovers forced. And then on the opposite end of that, Yankton averaging 38.5 points per game, allowing 14.8, 404 total yards. And that breaks down really heavy into the rush part of it, obviously. And 7 total turnovers forced. Yankton's defense is very good, but one of the top in AA. But Brookings, we mentioned 3 times now. I've mentioned 3 times now. That's really what they're hanging their hat on.
Yeah, Brookings is going to want to play defense. And for Yankton, that's why I think the offensive line's so important tonight, Bryce. What we've seen when this offense gets going, it's through the ground game. I think the best example was that Pier game. Ran for over 200 yards as a team in that game. But I feel like that's been one of their better nights on the season offensively. I think that's going to be the matchup to watch as well. That offensive line for Yankton against the Brookings teams that, like you said, has 7 sacks on the season as well.
Last time these two teams faced was 2023 last year. Yankton defeated the Bobcats 48-0. Yankton is 3-2 over the last 5 matchups dating back to 2020. And how did we get here? Brayden already went over that in the kickoff show a little earlier, but I'll run through it again. Brookings defeated Sturgis and Mitchell to open the season here at home. Traveled to Aberdeen, got that 8-7 victory. That big one. It's like Iowa out here. And then hosted Pier, won 13-0. Then traveled to Sioux Falls Roosevelt, barely lost to that 11 AAA program, and then defeated T here last week. Yankton hosted Huron, won 60-0 opening the week. Went to Watertown and lost, and then went to Douglas, got a big victory there. Lost to Harrisburg at home, and then took a big victory at Pier. And last week, Homecoming Pioneer Days defeated Sturgis. And so there are a lot of storylines in this game. ESD, AA, rivalry, you name it, Josh. It's on the table here tonight.
Yeah, on the table here tonight. It's a big game. And like I said, it's go week. If Yankton can get this win, they're looking in a really good spot in the standings here. A loss, it could cause a lot of trouble here for the Bucks if they come out here with a loss.
All right, your key player of the game is brought to you by Missouri River Associates. Looking for insurance agents that have the knowledge to point in the right direction? Contact Missouri River Associates in Yankton. Josh.
Yeah, I think it's pretty simple. Bryce Crawl here, Bryce. I mean, your namesake there, Mr. Crawl. He is a stud on defense.
Best name in the game.
Best name in the game. And Brookings, look, they want to run the ball more often than not, and I think that's going to be key. One of your lead linebackers, leading tacklers on the team, coming out and making plays. So Bryce Crawl, keep an eye on him tonight.
All right, special shout out to those at the KYN-TV Watch Party location, Ben's Brew Station, the official watch party location of all KYN-TV games. So grab your friends and families and get together for all the KYN-TV action. Because if it's on KYN-TV, it's on at Ben's. We'll step aside, come back, and get you ready for kickoff here from Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium in Brookings, the Yankton Bucks football, KYN-T and KYN-TV.
FNBO is the great big small bank. And for more than 165 years, we've been with you where you are. A bank that's ready for all your needs, both big and small. Here to help you earn more, save more, so you can do more every step of the way. It's what you can expect from the great big small bank. FNBO, independent and family owned for 6 generations, and ever so focused on you. Stop on by or visit us at fnbo.com, member FDIC.
Whether you're nearing retirement or already enjoying it, I'll help you create a financial plan that works best for you. I'm Adam Boelter with Vantage Financial. I believe financial planning should be as enjoyable as a day spent fishing or pheasant hunting. If you want personalized investment planning, retirement strategies, and insurance reviews tailored to your unique goals, let's talk. Search Adam Boelter with Vantage Financial or visit vfplanning.com.
Vantage Financial Partners is a registered investment advisor. SEC registration does not constitute an endorsement of Vantage by the SEC, nor does it indicate that Vantage has attained a particular level of skill or ability.
You want peace of mind that you're healthy. Support your breast health by getting a mammogram every year starting at age 40. Multiple Avera Breast Center locations across the region offer easy access. We'll create a screening plan that makes sense for you. You have access to specialized breast cancer experts should you need it. Find a screening location near you at avera.org/breast.
Hungry for the best chicken wings in town? Then head to Checkers Sports Bar and Grill. Whether you're craving mild, hot, or something with the kick, they've got the wings that will keep you coming back for more. They'll have every NFL game on so you won't miss a moment of the action. Grab a cold one, cheer on your favorite team, and enjoy the ultimate game day atmosphere. Wings, football, friends, it's all at Checkers. Open daily for all of your wing cravings. Have a large group or event that you'd like to offer clothing for? JJ Benji's can make you look good. Instead of you taking orders, collecting money, and then delivering the clothing, let JJ Benji's handle it all. JJ Benji's will create an online store with the merchandise you want to offer. People order, pay, and then JJ Benji's will ship it. You just provide a link or QR code to the online store, and that's it. Contact JJ Benji's in Yankton for more information.
My name is Dr. Gibson, and teaching allows me to show my compassionate spirit. I instruct a lot of students that want to go into the medical fields. If I can teach them how to be compassionate and look out for others and even help each other, they'll be better in their careers. They will be better physical therapists, better doctors, better nurses.
Show your spirit at Mount Marty University and schedule a tour today at showyourspiritmmu.com.
All right, let's get into our coaches, and we're going to only have a moment, Josh, as they had senior night. We misplanned that, or I misplanned that. I thought it was going to be the national anthem. So head coach for Brookings, Brady Clark, assisted by Cole Ratterman, Tyler Schneider, Connor Landberg, Darren Moore, Carter Gordon, and Jacoby Anderson. Yankton head coach Brady Muth, defensive coordinator Justin Olson, offensive coordinator Terry Huber, special teams coach Brady Hale, pass coordinator TJ Beacom, defensive line coach Dan Schwach, secondary coach Blake Savvy, and running back coach Jason Savvy. Now we will step aside for the national anthem, and this time I promise we'll come back. We'll get you leading into kickoff here from Brookings. This is Yankton Bucks football on KYNT and KYNTV.
Did you ever hear that cheese is the favorite food of all mice? Well, that's just a myth. Here's the fact. Mice love all food, often eating up to 8 pounds of it in their lifetime. Mice spread disease through urine, droppings, and dander, contaminating food and surfaces like counters and floors, and that's no myth. A pest professional is your best defense against the devastation rodents, termites, roaches, and ants can cause to your home and family.
Olson Pest Technicians, 1-800-KIL-BUGS.
Are you suffering from a recent injury or chronic pain?
Come see us, Lane and Reed Sawatsky at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab.
We offer a wide variety of techniques to meet every patient's need and preference, including adjustments, dry needling, acupuncture, cupping, and rehabilitation.
We are dedicated to providing personalized and effective treatment plans to help you perform at your highest level and feel your best.
Whether you're dealing with back pain, neck pain, or a sports injury, we've got you covered.
Go to SWATchiropracticandrehab.com to schedule an appointment.
Did you know Sherco offers more than egg tarps? As an industry leader in construction, waste, and flatbed tarping systems, Sherco offers manual and electric tarp systems for not only grain trailers and grain carts, but also side dumps, end dumps, belly dumps, roll-offs, flatbeds, and more. To learn more, give us a call at 1-800-474-8756 or find us at Sherco.com. Demand the best, demand Sherco.
So I switched my insurance to State Farm, and get this. I talked to an actual State Farm agent who lives in my actual town. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town gave me actual help with the coverage I needed. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town who gave me actual help actually knows my name. And get this. They actually say it's called service.
Call State Farm agent Rhonda Westland at 665-4411.
Sports injuries can be the result of competitive activities, but can also happen by just participating in leisure activities too. If you're experiencing pain as the result of your chosen activity, consider chiropractic care. I'm Dr. Mackenzie Erlinson with First Chiropractic Centers. We have experienced chiropractors that work with sports injuries every day. Our treatment options are aimed to minimize pain, reduce recovery time, and reduce risk of future injuries. Visit First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
At Larry's Heating and Cooling, during the October sale, get a new furnace for $55 a month.
Oh, come on, Mr. Announcer. Let's have some enthusiasm. This is a big deal. I mean, a new 96% high-efficiency furnace for as low as $55 per month. The energy savings alone will probably make the payment for you.
You're right. That is a big deal. Get a new high-energy efficient furnace for only $55 a month during the October sale.
Better at Larry's Heating and Cooling, Yankton and Vermilion.
Wellness should feel good and taste good. That's why Alani Nu offers a range of delicious energy drinks to support your goals while bringing bright, bold flavors to your daily routine. Whether you want to hit your last rep, beat the competition, or simply balance your hormones, do it all with an Alani Nu energy drink in hand, promising to increase physical performance and boost focus with just 10 calories and no sugar or gluten. Alani Nu energy drinks are a healthy way to fuel your fun. Stock up today.
At Elwood Family Dental Care, we treat our patients like family.
We have an experienced and extremely caring dental team. We take the time to make sure you understand your oral health and answer any questions you have about your dental treatments.
With an office located in the heart of Yankton at 1818 Broadway, we're centrally located for all patients in the area.
Whether you need fillings, crowns, or bridges, just a teeth cleaning, or even Botox,
contact Elwood Family Dental Care today.
FM 1021 and AM 1450, KYNT, Yankton.
All right, welcome back to Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium. And Josh, all great stuff. Senior night here for Brookings, but that may be the longest segment I've ever had before a pregame.
Yeah.
Before kickoff.
And credit to Brookings going all out for their seniors here tonight. And, just a really incredible night for a team that's having a great season so far.
All right, starting lineups brought to you by First Chiropractic Center, making life better one adjustment at a time, located at 2507 Fox Run Parkway in Yankton. Josh.
Yeah, let's go ahead and start with the home team. We're going to look at the Brookings defense here. Starting on the down line, we got at defensive end, Blake Canagiter there. He is a junior. At the other defensive end spot, you got Andrew Hahn. At defensive tackle, Owen Hopp. And looking at the linebacker spots, they do run a 3-4 here at Brookings. Jay Harris, a junior, Gabriel Stern, Bergen Tetzloff, and Phoenix Sather round out the linebackers. And at defensive back, you got Charlie Bisgard, you got Jonas Huntmeyer, Daggy Thomas there to round out the Brookings defense. Looking at the Yankton offense, though, tonight, the signal caller, number 4, Easton Nelson, of course, with 5 touchdowns last week. At running back, you have a senior, Evan Sirk. At H-back, a senior, Bryce Krall. A trio of seniors at receiver in Cohen Zarbach, Carson Ness, and Connor Slaba. And looking at the offensive line, at left tackle, you have Austin Conway. At left guard, Derek Beal. At right guard, Peyton Eustace. At right tackle, Lucas Cordell. And at center, Mark Cottle.
All right, thank you, Josh. And it's time for our kickoff, and that kickoff is brought to you by The Boathouse. Located in the downtown Meridian District, The Boathouse is the most fun you can find on land. Head there for great food, fun, and drinks. If you can't be on the boat or at a Bucks or Gazelles game, then it's The Boathouse. And the opening drive of this game is brought to you by Triple Time Rudy's. Whether you're traveling to a home or away game, be sure to fuel up at Triple Time Rudy's, located at 1606 Broadway Avenue. And you start to feel the excitement in the air, Josh.
Yeah, the excitement's here, and like you said, this is a top 3 matchup in the media polls right now. These really are 2 of the best teams in 11AA, and we're going to maybe get some clarity on some things standing-wise tonight, like we talked about. Brookings and Yankton playing, T and Watertown playing tonight, so really a lot of interesting games happen here, and I'm just glad we got the chance to call one of these games here between 2 of the best teams in the class.
Absolutely. I am pumped up for this matchup, and these 2 teams have always had some exciting games last year aside. And for Yankton's sake, Yankton's hoping for the exact same thing, to run it back.
Yeah, looking to run it back here and hopefully get another win and move to 5-2 on the season. And this is that tough spot of the schedule. Coach Muth talked about how this is playoff time. When you have Brookings this week and you have T next week, both on the road, this really is go time and playoff time for the Bucks.
Yes, here we go. We have Brayden Butler along with us, as long as Trevin Ricklick, the whole crew in store here at Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium. I think they're just here for the food afterwards, though.
I think isn't that why everybody's here, to be honest with you, the food after? But no, look, this is some top-tier football, and they're here for an exciting game tonight.
All right, and now we have our team captains coming out to the field. And for Brookings, that is Andrew Hahn, Gabriel Stern, Egan Jensen, and Bergen Tetzloff. And for Yankton, that would be.
It's like I see Austin Conway and Carson Ness, I believe, out there right now. Kind of hard to see those two numbers in the middle. Looks like that's
Jolton Ribnitz-Hahn and Austin Conway out there. I don't know if you mentioned that. As well as Bodie Thurman and Carson Ness. Those are your team captains. And we have our coin toss. And even though the Jackrabbits play here, Josh, a beautiful stadium.
Yeah, beautiful stadium here.
I'm a Yote, in case that wasn't clear.
As a pair of Yotes here.
Yep.
Got to give it to them. They have a nice stadium here in Brookings.
4 Yotes in this.
4
booth.
Yotes, that's right. Yeah.
That's right. Brayden had to make sure he clarifies 4 Yotes in here. All right, so at this point, Josh, I don't know what else to talk about. I feel like we've been saying the kickoff is coming up for the last 18 minutes.
It's like when you go to a movie and you're like, it's time. And they're like, we got a few previews. We got to have the production studios show their things like that. And then maybe we'll get some entrance music and stuff. But we're getting there as they're getting ready for the coin toss right now.
And the coin is up in the air. All right, so Brookings won the toss. They elected to defer, and so it'll be Yankton receiving here to open it up. Yankton will be moving right to left on your screen or listening device. Brookings left to right.
Bryce, this is the matchup we wanted to see to start this game, right? We want to see this Yankton offense against this Brookings defense, and we're going to get an early look at that right away here as Yankton's going to be getting the ball first.
Here we go. It will be Carson Ness and Connor Slaba, I believe, back to return for Yankton. And kicking for Brookings, it'll be Drew Johnson, the 5'11 junior. And finally, Josh, it's happening.
We have some football. We're getting ready here. Getting ready to go. Yankton still yet to take the field, but yeah, should be a good one here tonight in Class 11 AA, and I'm looking forward to it.
As our friend Brayden Butler would like to say, the time for talk is over.
Yes, see, this week we really lied. It was actually about another 20 minutes if you include all the pregame festivities, but finally getting ready here. It looks like back.
It's actually Evan Sirk back.
Evan Sirk, and I believe Connor Slaba back on the kick return here for the Bucks.
All right, Drew Johnson gets the Bobcats set. And week 7 of Yankton Bucks football is in the air here at Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium. Kind of a short kick there. Hit at the 25, and it is going to be stopped right there. That's Lance Pyre, the 5'9 senior. Really had nowhere to go, but he did collect it right at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, heads-up play to at least get on that football there by Pyre. That's one of those pooch kicks where it's kind of in the middle of there, and you're like, do you see if it goes out of bounds? Well, if you do that, then maybe you risk maybe a Brookings player getting on it. Either way, though, not bad field position here for Yankton to start at about the 26.
Yeah, near hash marks. Again, Yankton moving right to left. It's Easton Nelson in the shotgun. He has Evan Sirk behind him. Sends Connor Slaba from near to far side. Handoff, Sirk, left side, and gets stopped right at the line. Maybe a gain of a yard or two on the carry. Really not much there.
And I thought maybe at the beginning of the play there was a bit of a gap, but then that closed really quickly, and that's a sign there that this second level, the Brookings defense is going to be flying to the football all night. You saw it on that first play.
2nd and 9. Sirk, another carry. This time gets into the linebacking core, all the way into the secondary, and that's enough for Yankton Bucks first down. He got all the way to the 38-yard line. Big carry for Evan Sirk.
Yeah, obviously a lot more success on that play, but Sirk with a big gain, and now quick snap out, bubble to Ness, maybe a yard or two on this, Bryce, on that first down play. The Bucks moving quick to get to the line of scrimmage, which we're used to, but that was even super quick for Yankton standards.
They're going to give him 2 yards on that reception, so 2nd and 8 for Yankton. We're at 11:15 to go here in the first quarter. 3 receivers far side. Easton Nelson, this hurry-up offense, rolling, and passes out to Cohen Zarbach, tries to get to the outside. He gains a few yards on the reception on the far side of the field.
Yeah, going to be about 3rd and 5 here. That was just a simple rollout by Nelson, getting into the flat to Zarbach. Not a bad gain on that play at all.
3rd and 5, Yankton. Handoff, Cirque goes off to the left side into the linebacking area again, and Yankton, so far, Josh, is moving the chains against this Brookings defense. Evan Cirque, a man on a mission.
And I think that no-huddle offense might be catching Brookings off guard a bit. You've seen a couple runs out of the pistol early on here, and you saw another one there for Cirque.
Nelson, pitch option. Will keep it himself, gets to the 40, to the Brookings 35. Spin move down at the Brookings 29-yard line. A big carry, a carry of 30-something yards for Yankton.
Yeah, good decision there by the senior quarterback. He had the pitch option out to Sheldon, chose to keep it, hit the hole, and got a big gain. Bucks in business here.
Ball on the Brookings 29, 1st and 10 Yankton. Ball on the far hash marks. And we do have a whistle, and I believe that's going to be a false start going on Yankton, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think there might have been a couple Bucks who moved it just a little bit there. Looked like one on the line, maybe Bryce Crawl as well.
Looks like very unpleasant.
Yeah, not ideal. The PA is having a little bit of an echo there, but it is about 1st and 15 now after that false start.
So 1st and 15, Yankton, 10:37 to go in the first quarter. Ball on the Brookings 34. Easton Nelson claps his hands and takes a chest-high snap. He drops back to pass. He's looking to the left side, and he'll keep it himself. And he'll lower his shoulder into the linebacker and is slowed down at the Brookings 26. A gain of 8 on the play for Yankton.
Bryce, two things about that play impressed me. First off, Easton Nelson had all day to throw. Credit to the offensive line. But he didn't see anything downfield, and he knew that clock runs out eventually, so he took off and got a nice gain there on 1st.
Ball on the near hash mark. Nelson now. Handoff to Cirque. Cirque went left and then cut right and was upended there at the Brookings 21-yard line. A gain of 5, but a very tough 5 yards earned.
Yankton doing a nice job running the football here between Cirque and Nelson. Now it's about 3rd and 2, and I know I say it every week, but don't be surprised if Yankton doesn't get this. They might be going for it.
Trips receivers near side. Easton Nelson rolls left. Looking toward the corner. He'll keep the football himself. Gets into the red zone at the Brookings. Let's mark at the 19-yard line. So Yankton enters the Midwest Insurance Agency red zone. A local independent insurance agency offering insurance from a local South Dakota company. The Smet Farm Mutual Midwest Insurance Agency is located just east of the Yankton Bowl. 4th and 2, Yankton.
First down on that play. Bryce.
Sorry, I was looking at the scoreboard. They didn't update it. My bad. So first down for Yankton. Evan Cirque goes to the middle, bounces to the outside. He's to the 10, to the 5, and touchdown, Yankton! Yankton draws first blood here at Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium. Leads 6-0 after an Evan Cirque scramble to the end zone. Some quick feet from the running back here tonight.
Yeah, and he did a nice job of making the cut out on that play. And how about that Yankton drive? They did a good job run the football, a mix of Easton Nelson and Evan Cirque on the ground, and a score early on this very tough Brookings defense, really setting the tone. Yankton with a nice drive there. And it was really quick for running the ball at 3 minutes. That's an impressive drive there for the Yankton Bucks.
Gary, the snapper. Tate Bestie, the holder. Kevin Ortiz for the extra point. Kicks it up, and it is good. Yankton leads 7-0. That's $14 being donated to the Yankton Booster Club by way of Core Trust Bank. They're doubling down on Yankton points this season. That's Core Trust Bank. All right, we'll take a break. Come back in 1 minute. Yankton Bucks football, KYNT, KYNTV.
Introducing the perfect match for your Yankton High School sports nights. Ben's Brew Station and KYN-TV. Whether it's a hard spike, exciting goal, or the biggest Friday night football matchup, we're here to ramp up your spirit and bring the video streaming excitement to you. Gather your friends, your family, and tune into the action. Cheer for every moment with the area's biggest Yankton sports fans. Ben's Brew Station is your sideline seat to unforgettable high school sports moments. If KYN-TV is streaming it, it's on at Ben's Brew Station.
Here comes pressure. Bailey hit from behind and he's dropped. Nick Gay's his 2nd sack of the day.
Presented by Core Trust Bank, the Coyote football team hosts Northern Iowa Saturday, October 12th at 2 o'clock in the Dakota Dome for the annual Dakota Days game. Join the fun. Tickets are available now at goyotes.com.
Charles Pierre, here's the 15, cuts back left. He's to the 10, down the sideline 5, runs over a tackler and muscles his way in. Touchdown, South Dakota.
And Daggy Thomas for Brookings with the return gets it to the Brookings 21-yard line. And Josh, will have our first look at this Brookings offense.
Yeah, and they want to run the ball, and it'll be interesting to see how they do against the Yankton defense. It's really good against the run. What a start, though, for the Bucks. They come out, run the football on offense, get a touchdown. Evan Sirk from 19 yards out makes the cut and gets in. Perfect start for the Bucks. Can't ask for much better on offense there on the road against the #1 team in Class 11 AA.
Gavin Anderson, the quarterback, has a 54% pass completion, 102 yards per game, 3 touchdowns in the air this season. Takes a snap and a handoff out to Will Conrad, the leading rusher for the Bobcats. And he's able to get a big chunk there, about 7 yards on the carry. Goes right through Yankton's into the linebacking core.
Nice run there to start the drive. Conrad gets going for about 6 yards in the play. You know what they say, you get 4 yards every play, you'll get a first down every 3 plays, and that's a good start on that one with a nice 6-yard carry to start the drive.
And you know who says that? Math.
Math, basic math. Can't argue with it.
Professor Boelter in the booth here tonight. I love it.
Yeah, I'll be teaching Math 101 immediately after the game tonight, by the way, if anyone's interested in attending.
Hey, Brayden majored in math for a semester. 2nd and 4 for Brookings. And quarterback keeper goes off to the left side, and Yankton's edge does a nice job collapsing. Bryce Crawl was in there as well, and I believe credited with the tackle will be Matthew Sheldon.
Yeah, nice job there by the Yankton defense. Brookings is trying to create a distraction by faking a pitch outside and then running up the middle with the quarterback, trying to get a couple defenders out of there. But Yankton did a good job getting to the football and not biting on the fake.
All right, Anderson breaks the huddle. Will Conrad to his immediate left. 3rd and 2 for the Bobcats. Snap, handoff. Conrad goes up the middle, slowed down by Crawl and Ness, and some other Yankton Bucks get in there late, but it's right at the marker, Josh. I think they're just short.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is going to depend on the spot, but I think they're short. And don't be surprised if they go for it. This is 4th and maybe a couple inches. I think at home on senior night, if you're Brookings, go for this. And they've had some success running the ball here on those first couple plays. I think, like I said, they are lining up, at least in the huddle, like they're going for this one. Big play here early in this game.
Yeah, I think Yankton got a favorable spot there. It's about 4th and half a yard. And Anderson. In the shotgun, we have a flag coming on the near side of the field.
I think Yankton might.
Well, it's against Yankton, and I guess we'll find out. So encroachment going on Yankton, Edley Amaro, and that will give a first down to the Bobcats.
Yeah, close on that one, and that's one where I think Yankton's thinking they only need a couple inches to get that first down on the Brookings offensive side, playing really close to that D-line, and I think Edley there might have just been a tad over possibly is what they're saying.
Gavin Anderson. Takes the snap, handoff, Conrad. Goes off the left side. Matthew Sheldon takes him down from behind. And a gain of about a yard on the play, bringing up 2nd and 9.
Nice job there by the Yankton defense. Looks like the quarterback had the option to either keep that or hand it off there on that one. And I think he saw Edley crash around the left side there and decided to hand it off. And the rest of that Yankton defense coming in and cleaning it up.
Ball on the Brookings 37, 6.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Yankton leads 7-0. It's 2nd and 9 Brookings. Ball on the far side of the field. Anderson sets a man in motion, and a keeper going out to the outside. He'll be brought down behind the line by Yankton. And one of the culprits on the tackle is Matt Grotenheist, a 5'10 senior.
Nice job by the Yankton defense. We talked about some of that misdirection that Brookings likes to run. They fake a jet sweep, trying to get the defense's eyes over on that sweep. Meanwhile, quarterback keeps it. Yankton wasn't biting on that one, like you said. Grotenheist and company making the tackle. 3rd and long now for Brookings. We haven't seen them throw the ball yet. We'll see how much they want to air it out on this play.
3rd and 12 for the Bobcats. 5:43 to go here in the first quarter. Again, your score, Yankton 7-0. This is Brookings' first offensive drive of the game. Yankton scored on theirs. Gavin Anderson sets Carter in motion. And look to pass. Now he's rolling right. He will pass downfield, and it is brought in on the Yankton territory. It's brought in by Alex Wainman, the 6'2 junior. A huge gain for Brookings. And as I said, Josh, in Yankton territory.
Yeah, nice play there by Anderson. I thought he was getting ready to take off, but he stops, throws on a dime, tight rope there, gets the first down. Nice conversion there for Brookings after the pass play.
5:10 to go here in the first. Ball now on the Yankton 43. That was a big chunk For Brookings, they have 2 receivers on the near side, ball on the near hash marks. And Anderson, handoff Conrad, goes up the middle and has gain of about 4 yards on the carry, bringing about 2nd and 6 for the Bobcats.
Yeah, and this is, once again, what Brookings wants to do. We've seen them throw once in this game so far, and that's when they had to on that 3rd and 12. They want to run the ball. You saw it there right on schedule with about 4 yards on that play.
Yankton making some substitutions. And we see Yankton's defensive line a lot, Josh, sub out. They try to get fresh guys in there.
Yeah, it looks like that was Derek Beal running onto the field here, getting ready for 2nd down, called about 6 here.
4:15 to go in the first. 2nd and 6 Brookings, ball on the Yankton 39. Yankton digging in. Anderson back to pass under some pressure. Passes downfield. It is caught, and to the Yankton 35 goes Jay Harris, the 6', 205-pound junior.
Yeah, and Yankton dials up the blitz there with Grotenheis coming off the edge unblocked. Wasn't able to get there, though, in time as Anderson was able to dump that off into the flat on the other side for a nice little gain. Called about 3rd and 2 now here for the Bobcats.
So 3rd and 2. There's been 2 big plays for Brookings in this game, just big passes on the near side and different weapons, Josh.
Yeah, different weapons. Like we said, they want to run the ball, but they can throw it if they have to. 2 for 2 here tonight for Anderson early on.
3:20 to go in the first. Anderson, and halfback toss out to Conrad. Conrad will get the first down for Brookings, plus 2 yards. I'll move the chains. It'll be 1st and 10 at the Yankton 31.
And that's pretty simple. You pitch it, try to get Conrad out in space. I thought for a second there were a couple Bucks defenders on the edge that might have been able to get him, but Conrad beat him out there and got the first down.
By the way, these binoculars, great purchase.
I'm thinking after tonight I might have to get some for myself. I'll say that.
All right, 1st and 10, ball on the Yankton 31, 2:55 to go in the first quarter. Man in motion, and it's a pot pass to Wayman, and Wayman will be brought down in the backfield by Yankton. That's actually not Wayman. That's Levante Carter, the 5'10 junior. And that pop pass, Josh, went off his chest and hit the ground, but nice recovery.
Yeah, and about a loss of 6 on that play. I mean, if it's a forward pass, you would think that's an incomplete. I think that's what you would think. Yeah. But either way, Yankton taking advantage of the situation and getting a tackle for loss there. I think it was Bryce Crawlin on the play. We highlighted him in the pregame. Either way, Yankton getting a nice break there. Now it's 2nd and call it about 15 here or so.
16, 2:13 to go in the first. And Anderson back to pass. He has 1 blocker and a couple free rushers and is brought down behind line by Yankton. Yankton causing some damage in the backfield. Edley Amaro is back there. I see Bodie Thurman, and I'm sure I'm missing credit from someone, but multiple red hats on the ball.
Yeah, I think it was Edley Peyton Eustace back there as well, getting in on the sack. And this drive is going backwards real quick for the Bobcats after that first down and then the sack there. Yankton now pin their ears back, not trying to give up any big play or anything where Brookings might be able to go for it on a 4th down situation. Either way, a nice response from this Yankton defense after giving up a couple first downs. Brookings now sitting about 3rd and 19, 3rd and 18 here.
1:25 to go in the first. Ball on the Yankton 39, 3rd and 18 for the Bobcats. Gavin Anderson, 3 touchdowns in the air, 3 interceptions on the season. Looks to pass, is brought down to the backfield again by Yankton. A sack coming the way of Feezy. Easton Feezer gets into the backfield, and Yankton causing some damage on both ends.
What a shot there from Easton Feezer. Brookings going way back on that 4th and 27 now. Yankton doing a nice job of getting some pressure. They've dialed up some blitzes from the secondary. Seen that a couple times. But 2 sacks on that first drive. Nice response by the Yankton defense after giving up a couple first downs. Now they're going to get this ball back to the offense.
Drew Johnson back to punt. He will receive the ball at the Brookings, about the 37, depending on what this flag is that just got thrown.
Wait and see what the call is. Usually it's probably
Brayden is saying false start.
Yeah, usually the dead ball, you'll see a false start or something like that. That's exactly what we're going to get.
Look at Brayden. We should bring Brayden in as our rules analyst.
We should. I like that. He could be, we've talked about this before, he could be our Mike Pereira, Who are the other guys? Dean Blandino.
He seems more of like a Dean Blandino kind of guy.
Gene Steratore, you might say.
4th and 31 for the Bobcats, but they're going to be punting here. Drew Johnson receives it at the 33, and line drive punt hits the Yankton 25, takes a Brookings bounce. Connor Slaba returns at the 15, is brought down by his jersey out of play right at the 17-yard line. That's where Yankton will take over offensively, looking to go 2 for 2 on their offensive drives.
Yeah, and let's talk about that Yankton offense. Their first drive, they ran the ball real well. Combination of Easton Nelson scrambling, a couple read options as well, and then you look at Evan Sirk was able to bounce in on a couple nice carries and then cut out for a 19-yard touchdown to end the drive.
2 receivers far side, 1 near. Easton Nelson. And quarterback keeper. And goes out to the right side, gets past the 20 and to the 24-yard line. A gain of about 6 on the play.
Yeah, and that was a triple option on that play there, Bryce. They had the option to hand it off to Sheldon up the middle. Nelson could keep it, or he could pitch out to Sirk. He chose to keep it and got a nice gain.
2nd and 4. Hand off to the up back, and that'll be Matthew Sheldon. Gets to the 31-yard line. That will move the chains. That's the Yankton Bucks first down. And that's gain of almost 7 yards.
Same thing on that play, too. It was Sheldon up the middle, but Sirk was running out. That was a triple option once again. Just chose the middle option with Sheldon.
And that will do it for the first quarter. Yankton leads 7-0. Your first quarter sponsors are First Dakota National Bank. For more than 150 years, they've been providing South Dakota families and businesses just like yours with personalized banking services. First Dakota National Bank is proud to support the Yankton Bucks, member FDIC. And the UPS store, offering packing and shipping, plus printing services, mailboxes, and direct mail services, helping small businesses reach their goals in Yankton across from Walmart. And it's Yankton 7, Brookings nothing. That's your scoreboard update, brought to you by SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab. Their number one goal at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab is to make each patient feel at home and know they are truly there to help you live a healthier, pain-free life. SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, the go-to place for specialized wellness and therapy. Visit them at SWATChiropracticandRehab.com. Quarter break brought to you by Alani New Energy Drinks. Wellness should feel good and taste good, which is why Alani New Energy Drinks should be part of your daily routine. Increase physical performance and boost focus with just 10 calories, no sugar or gluten. Alani New Energy Drinks are a healthy way to fuel your fun. And I do want to mention, Josh, those sacks of the game are brought to you by Vantage Financial. Contact Adam Walter of Vantage Financial today. Search Adam Walter, Vantage Financial. Yankton now moving left to right, Josh, on your screen or listening device, as we begin the second quarter of action. Easton Nelson. And that's a hand up to Matthew Sheldon. Gets into the second level. And a gain of about 8 yards on the carry from the big bruiser. The bombshell goes off, Matthew Sheldon.
Yeah, and we've seen a couple triple option plays to start this drive. That was a little more basic, handed right up the middle to the big guy, Matthew Sheldon. Nice gain on the play.
Flag on the play, coming in the backfield.
Probably getting a false start or something in that area here. We'll see what the call is, but got a lean false start when they blow the whistle dead before the play.
Second quarter sponsors brought to you by Yankton Medical Clinic, so much care, so close to home, and FNBO. The Great Big Small Bank, proud to serve our community for more than 165 years. Stop by your local branch or visit fnbo.com, member FDIC.
And they just picked up the flag, Bryce, so it'll remain 2nd and 3 here. Not sure what they were going to call. Once again, you usually assume false start, but either way, Yankton, I think they'll take it with 2nd and 3.
11:35 to go in the second quarter. 2nd and 3, Yankton. Ball on their hand up to Sirk, comes onto the near side, gets to the 40, and a very small gain on the play for the Bucks. They're going to be about a yard short, and they'll bring up 3rd and 1.
And that one, they're just trying to bounce Sirk outside there on that one. Wasn't really able to find a lane. But like you said, now it's only 3rd and 1. You got to think here, Yankton run the football again here on 3rd and short.
Trips receivers far side, Nelson. Back to pass, keeping himself. No, still looking downfield. And he gets to the. Oh, are they going to say he's short?
I think he was short.
He reached for the 41, Josh. Sorry to cut you off. But I think they're going to mark him short.
And I think he was just short. I'm not 100% sure on that. But either way, Yankton being a little aggressive there on 3rd and 1. Decide to pass the ball, not able to get it. Nelson tries to scramble on that one. Now punting the ball back. here on fourth and very short. And I think this is still the right choice you look at here. If you don't get this or something like that, you're giving Brookings a lot of momentum.
So Schulten back to receive, and now it is Matthew Sheldon, rugby-style punt, and a fair catch called at the 34-yard line for Brookings. And with that fair catch, that was Ben Schulte, the 5'9 freshman. And now the Brookings offense comes back out for their second drive.
And they did have some success running the football on that first drive, Bryce. Then a couple things went awry. Pop pass that went backwards, and then a couple sacks. Yankton really adjusting very well towards the back half of that first drive, and now we'll see what gives here on the second drive.
All right, Anderson breaks the huddle. 2 receivers near side, ball in the near hash marks. Brookings likes to operate in small space, I've noticed. And handoff going up the middle, and it's a big gain on the outside. By big, I mean about like 6 yards. And on that carry, that is Mason Mathis, the 5'11 junior.
Mathis did a nice job of cutting that out. I think Brookings, it looked to me like they might have gotten away with a bit of a hold on that play, but kind of tough to tell. And Mathis takes advantage and gets a nice gain. Like you said, about 6 or 7 on that first down play.
10.5 minutes to go in the first half. 2nd and 3, Brookings. Anderson. Snap, handoff. Mathis. This time we stopped right at the line by Yankton. No gain on the play. Multiple red hats at the ball. And they're going to give Bryce Krall the main credit for that tackle.
Nice job there by Yankton. They respond after giving up 7 yards on that first down play, able to clean it up. And now 3rd and 3 here for Brookings. Going to be interesting to see what they do. Probably guessing they'll like to run the football based on just what we've seen from their play calling early in this game.
Best name of the game, Bryce Krall, already making us proud here, our key player of the game.
Yeah, key player of the game, the reason why he is a stud in that second level of the Yankton defense. You saw it right there on that play.
3rd and 3 for Brookings. 2 receivers far side. Anderson checking with Mathis on his immediate right. Takes a snap. Play action, rolls out far side under some pressure. Does complete the pass and will have the first down. Jay Harris,
Bryce, he fumbled the ball. That ball's on the ground. I think that's Yankton football. That's Yankton football. He fumbled.
All right, Yankton with the possession. Break it down, Josh, because I was looking at the roster for Jay Harris with the reception, so he lost the ball.
Yeah, it looked like Harris at the last second lost that football on the pass out into the flat. I didn't see which buck got on top of it, but either way, Yankton with a big turnover there. Looks like it was 45. I believe that's Thomas Reardon on the play who's going to get that turnover. Now Yankton with the ball in plus territory here.
There's a ball in Brookings territory on the Brookings 45. Easton Nelson and company, their 3rd offensive drive of the game. Connor Slaba in motion, handoff Sirk. Sirk goes up the middle, has a big gain. He gets to the outside and just tripped up by the knees over at the Yankton, say the 16-yard line. He almost broke that one to the house, Josh, but either way, a giant gain.
Big play there, giant gain from Evan Sirk. The run game's had a lot of success. You saw right there once again, big play to start this drive.
Easton Nelson, another handoff to Sirk. Runs it to the right side and is slowed down at the Brookings 10. And so a gain of about 6 on the play.
And when this Yankton offense is clicking at its best so far this year, Bryce, it's been when they've been able to run the football. And you're seeing it again here. They're running for a lot of success here early, and another big gain there for Sirk.
Evan Sirk comes out. Matthew Sheldon is the running back now. Connor Slaba in motion. Handoff to Sheldon. Sheldon lowers the shoulder pads. A bombshell goes off. He's inside the 5, and they're going to mark him down at the 4-yard line. Yankton is in the Midwest Insurance Agency red zone. So 1st and goal, Yankton. 8:35 to go in the first half. Handoff, Sheldon. Sheldon, touchdown, Yankton. The bombshell goes off. You can count it. Yankton leading 13-0 here in Brookings.
Forcing their will on offense. That's what this Yankton team is doing. They've been able to run the ball really, really well, and you've seen it right there. It was a combination of Sirk and Sheldon. Sheldon capping off the drive with that 4-yard touchdown run. Yankton capitalizing off the turnover. That's what good teams do. They force turnovers, and they capitalize on them. You saw right there, Yankton now the 2-score lead here in the second quarter.
Kilgary, the snapper, Tate Bessie, the holder. Kevin Ortiz for the extra point. It is good. 14-0 Yankton leads. That's 28 total dollars going to the Yankton Booster Club by way of Core Trust Bank. They're doubling down on Yankton points this season. That's Core Trust Bank. Back in 1 minute, Yankton Bucks football, KYNT and KYN-TV.
Hey Yankton, are you looking to get down and dirty with full-time benefits and great pay? This is Luke from Hydro Maintenance. Come join our maintenance team where every day is something new, from electrical and all the way to hydraulics. We need your hands-on experience and mechanical knowledge. Hydro Maintenance is waiting for you. At Hydro, you will be a part of a bigger story, a story shaped by you. Apply today. Jobs.hydro.com. That's jobs.hydro.com. Search Yankton.
If you think education needs to be a higher priority with your District 18 representatives, how about Harns?
I'm Paul Harns, and I'm running for South Dakota House in District 18. I'm a former educator in the Yankton School District, and trust me, I know the importance of education for our kids and keeping the voucher system out of South Dakota education.
Vote Paul Harns for District 18 House now by absentee or on November 5th. Paid for by Harns for House.
All right, welcome back here to Brookings, and we do have a return for Brookings. Gets to run the 40. We do have a flag on the field on the far side.
Yeah, flag on the far side, and usually when that happens, you're going to have holding. It looks like they are walking this back from the 35, so it looks like they'll start this drive at about the 25 for Brookings. They had capitalized and gotten a first down, looks like on a third down conversion there. However, a fumble on the play, and Yankton's able to capitalize on it here, Bryce. And now Brookings, they're in trouble. They're a team that wants to run the football, find themselves down 14-0 early. That can put them in a tough spot.
Absolutely, and the ball is placed on their own 25, as you mentioned. And Gavin Anderson trying to get the Brookings Bobcats on the board. 8:22 to go in the first half. Number 1, Brookings. Number 5, Yankton, as far as seed points are concerned. Gavin Anderson back to pass. And pass out to the left side and broken up by Carson Ness. So we do have a flag coming out on Ness. It's going to be pass interference.
I thought that was pretty bang play type there, Bryce. But either way, I understand the call. And Brookings going to be able to get some yards there after the penalty on the PI.
Yep, Yankton side not very happy about it, but as you mentioned, looked pretty bang, but always make an argument for it. 8:16 to go in the first half. Yankton leads 14-0. Ball will now be placed on the 40. Right now, back in Yankton, Josh, we have a tie game at 7.
Yes, we do. Mount Marty, they're playing tonight, and they are, they're looking good against a very tough team in Doan. 4-2 on the year right now. Really is a great start to the season here for the Lancers.
And a handoff for Brookings. We'll get to the 41-yard line, and on that carry, that's Schulte, the 5'9" freshman.
Yeah, not much ground on that one. Yankton doing a good job from the second level once again. Looks like Matthew Sheldon and company coming in and making a play, and now second and long here for the Bobcats.
Under 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Yankton's defense has held super strong so far in this matchup. They've also been on the field for quite a long time. Gavin Anderson sets a man in motion. And a pop pass. That goes out to Carter. Carter now gets to the second level, gets to the Brookings 46-yard line. And so decent gain on the play for the Bobcats, bring up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, and we saw them go that pop pass a couple drives ago, dropped it, lost a few yards. There you see what happens when it has some success. It's basically a run play, even though it counts as a pass. And nice little gain there, now sitting about 3rd and 4 here for Brookings. Expect them to run the ball again.
And Anderson. And halfback toss out to Schulte. Brought down by Bryce Kroll. Right at the 40. A nice loss gain up for Yankton. Look at that senior linebacker, Bryce Kroll.
Wow, wow, wow. Look at that. He flew in from the other side of the defense, Bryce, across the field in the backfield to make that tackle. A big stop and a loss of 6 yards on that TFL. Yankton now, they're going to get this ball back here, up 2 scores. They have a chance to really take full control of this game once they get this ball back, if they haven't already. I mean, they've looked great so far here tonight, Bryce, and on both sides of the football.
Now to punt, Drew Johnson. Gets a nice boot on it. Back to return. Connor Slava calls for a fair catch and calls for it right at the Yankton 26-yard line. That is where Yankton will take over. Offensively, we're at 6:17 to go in the first half. Yankton leading 14-0.
Bryce, I'm going to say it again. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. You've seen it work so far for Yankton. Shorter field on that last drive starting on the 45, but a big play from Cirque led to a couple tough runs from Sheldon as well to cap off that drive. Yankton find a lot of success in the ground game in this first half.
Issa Nelson, the shotgun, Evan Cirque. Right to his left rear, pass out to Carson Ness. Incomplete pass out into the far side of the field.
Yeah, just a little bit underneath on that throw. Maybe had some space, it looked like, did Ness, if he was able to corral that one. But like I said, the pass from Nelson maybe just a little too low on that.
Clock stops at 6:13 now. Nelson, 2 running backs set. Handoff, Sheldon. Sheldon goes up the middle and will gain about 3 on the play.
Yeah, not much on that one. Maybe Brookings making a couple adjustments there after giving up some big plays on the ground. Either way, though, Sheldon a couple yards in that. Now 3rd and 7. We'll see what Yankton does here on this play.
Nelson rolling left. He's looking downfield. And Nelson escapes some pressure and gets rid of the football. And Easton Nelson avoided a tragedy twice, Josh, but he was able to just have an incomplete pass.
Yeah, just an incomplete pass in that one. It was close, and I think someone lost a shoe. I think Easton actually lost a shoe on that play, it looks like to me, or lost some kind of equipment. Actually, that might have been his towel, I think, there that he was wearing. But Brookings doing a nice job responding there, able to get the pressure and force a big 4th down now. A much-needed break for this defense that hasn't had a lot of success so far.
Yeah, and this that might be scary for Yankton. Bobcats defense waking up. And Matthew Sheldon back to punt. He'll receive it at the Yankton 14. Low snap. It's a nice boot on it. That poor football. And it'll roll inside the 40 and will be picked up at the Bobcat 36-yard line. And see if Yankton's defense can be called on again.
Yeah, and that last drive you looked at, it was a 3rd and 4, Bryce. And Brookings, they go ahead and pitch it outside, and Bryce Carl said, no, thank you, you're not doing this. Big tackle for loss, 6 yards, forced the punt. This Yankton defense is doing a great job creating pressure in both the run game and the pass game. Couple sacks in that first quarter as well. They're doing a great job, and this defense, once again, answering the test early on in this game. Let's see how they continue to respond here with about 5:30 left in the first half.
Gavin Anderson. Single back set. Back to pass to the near side. Intended to target Alex Wainman. Incomplete pass at about the 45. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
And I think he might have had Wainman on that pass on the slant. I think it just sailed a little bit on that ball. Either way, one that Anderson's going to want back.
And Brookings, more of a traditional huddle setup. I'm starting to be convinced, Josh, that Yankton is the only team that doesn't huddle traditionally.
And, in a lot of ways, that can give you an advantage if you're Yankton. It's a different look than what you see from basically everybody else in 11AA. Really speeds things up and can confuse a defense and not allow them to make adjustments mid-drive.
Carter set in motion. Anderson back to pass. Pass on to the right side. It's for Carter and intercepted by Yankton. Carson Ness. The Loch Ness strikes again, Josh, and he fell out of bounds in the process, but look at those hands from the senior D-back.
Yeah, Anderson sailed that ball, and Ness took advantage, saw the read. It was a really good design on a wheel route. Guy was open a little bit there, I thought, but Ness came out of nowhere and picked that off. Another big turnover forced by this Yankton defense, and what a performance in this first half, Bryce.
Ball on the Yankton 31-yard line. Easton Nelson and company have been stopped for the last few drives. Handoff, Cirque. Sirk trying to get up the middle, lowers his shoulder, and the powerful unit able to gain about 6 yards on the play.
And I don't know how many times we've got to say it, Bryce. Despite his size, that is a powerful running back there in the senior, Evan Sirk. Dropping his shoulder like that on that one, and like you said, getting about a gain of 5 or 6 on the play.
Yeah, gain of 5 officially, and now Easton Nelson. Handoff, Sirk again will have the first down. Gets on top of the Jackrabbit logo here at Dykhouse Stadium and gets to the Yankton 47.
And Bryce, how about that offensive line? The holes are just there for Sirk, and he's hitting them. You saw it on that play once again. Another first down. Yankton moving the ball at will on the ground.
And Bryce Crawl, the up back, moves position. Now it's Evan Sirk again. And I was going to say it was slowed down, but he's able to grind out a couple extra yards, Josh. An additional about 4 yards on the carry from Evan Sirk, 2nd and 5, so 5-yard gain.
And Bryce, seriously, 5-6 yards of play here. Yankton doing what they want on the ground. You saw right there, Sirk dragging a couple guys. 2nd manageable here for Yankton.
In Brookings territory, and halfback toss out to Matthew Sheldon. And Sheldon is stopped by Brookings. And very small gain on the play.
They tried to get the big man out in space on the pitch there. He tried cutting it back inside. Maybe just a little slow on the cut, but either way, you saw the hole on that one, and Yankton out looking at a 3rd and 4. 3rd and 3, call it.
Yeah, so 3rd and 3. High snap, Evan Sirk handoff, and Sirk is stopped right at the 49-yard line. So almost no gain on the play, and it will be 4th and 3 for the Bucks, and I think the punt crew is coming back out.
And in my opinion, this is the right call. Your defense has been playing well. You forced a couple turnovers. No need to give Brookings any momentum here by maybe failing on a 4th and 3. I think this is the right decision with the way the defense is playing. But shout out to that Brookings defense. They made a nice stop there after what it looked like Yankton going to be able to run right down the field. Made a nice couple plays there and forced a punt.
So 3, they're going to let the clock die out as much as possible. 5 seconds on the play clock. Matthew Sheldon to receive at his own 40, and there'll be a timeout called by Yankton. Timeouts are brought to you by Hedro, one of Yankton's best and biggest employers. If you're looking for a new career direction, visit jobs.hedro.com. Also, our sacks of the game, we've had a few, are brought to you by Vantage Financial. Contact Adam Walter of Vantage Financial today. Search Adam Walter, Vantage Financial. Back in 30 seconds, Yankton Bucks football, KYNT and KYNTV.
Today's world is changing and you need your general liability plan to change along with it. If you're a business owner, give me, Skylar Sherman with Missouri River Associates a call and let's check your policies. Since you're busy running the business, I'll do all the legwork, so feel free to call, email, or stop down 124 Walnut Street in Yankton.
Are you new to Medicare or turning 65 soon? Have you met Irma? Who's Irma? Irma is an additional Medicare tax that comes into play based on your tax filing income. Let's chat today to see if you'll be meeting Irma in your Medicare future. Missouri River Associates.
A new choice for District 18 Senate, Lauren Nelson.
This is Lauren Nelson. Our children are the greatest asset and our legacy for the future. As your next state senator, I will be committed to helping every child in District 18 achieve their fullest potential by assuring that state funding targets where your child learns and grows.
Vote now or on Election Day, November 5th, for Lauren Nelson, District 18 Senate. Paid for by Lauren Nelson for Senate.
All right, sorry for the miscommunication, but Yankton did go for it. Or, excuse me, no, Josh, break it down.
So Yankton went for it. They had a couple bags in the backfield, only gained about a yard, needed 3 on that play. Nice stop by the Brookings defense. Now they're in good field position at their own 45 here to start this drive. Down 2 scores with only about 3 to play here in the first half. Keep in mind, Brookings does get the ball first to start the second half.
And Carter in motion. Anderson back to pass. Scrambles to the near side under some pressure. And is brought down after a gain of about a yard, maybe 2 on the near side of the field.
Nice wrap up there. We've seen Anderson run on some designed runs. We haven't really seen him take off on a improvised play on a quarterback scramble. Yankton did a good job on really the first time that he's tried that. The nice tackle there near the sideline, like about a gain of a yard, like he said.
2nd and 9, Brookings. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. This game has been cruising by. Knock on wood, Josh.
Especially we got started late. I think we started, kickoff was about 7:06, I believe. We even got started a few minutes late.
I don't even want to talk about the pregame right now. Gavin Anderson back to a pass. Under pressure, pocket collapses, goes to the near side, and is forced out of bounds behind the line by Yankton, Edley Amaro.
And that's going to go down as a sack, Bryce. That was a pass play. Edley Amaro with the sack. That's his second of the day. Edley Amaro having a really good first half.
What happened on the side? Edley Amaro was like sending someone to the shadow realm, or what's going on?
Well,
That was a big crowd.
I think he hit the quarterback right before he went out of bounds, and when he went flying after the quarterback, he went flying deep into the sideline there. I think the answer of who he sent to the shadow realm was a combination of Anderson and himself on that play.
He's taking everyone with him. It's 3rd and 13 for the Bobcats.
And now, Bryce, if you're Yankton, you're thinking if you get a stop here and if there's a completion or something in this play, you're thinking about taking a timeout here. Maybe getting this ball back before half.
Yeah, loading up the offense. Waist-high snap and handoff Mathis. Mathis gets on top of the Jackrabbit logo there, and it's going to be at the Brookings 48, so gain of about 6 on the play.
And Yankton does take the timeout. They're going to get this ball back with a little under 2 to play, 2 timeouts. You don't want to be too aggressive and force a turnover, but Yankton going to have a chance maybe here to add some points in a 2-minute drill situation here, depending on what happens once they get this ball back.
Timeout's brought to you by Hedro. Back in 30 seconds here from Brookings.
Moving is hard work. This is Deb Speck from Vision Real Estate, and I'd like to show you how I can make moving a little easier. From staging your home, providing moving boxes, and the use of our enclosed courtesy trailer, to the behind-the-scenes marketing, attention to detail, you can rest easy knowing you have an experienced professional working for you. Call me, Deb Speck, at 605-664-5555.
.205 to go here in the first half. It is 4th and 7, and you called it, Josh. Yankton calls a timeout to stop the clock and get one less offensive possession before halftime because Brookings will receive.
Yeah, and it looks like Slava down there playing at about the 25. We'll see if he's able to do anything on a punt return if he gets the chance.
Drew Johnson to a punt. Low snap. Able to get a line drive punt off. Connor Slaba will not bother chasing it, and it does get into the end zone, so a touchback. And I think Connor Slaba and company were very nervous that ball was going to die inside the 5.
Yeah, and that was a line drive with some heat on it there on the punt, and I think Slaba made the right call, obviously, getting a friendly roll there at the end. That one took a serious bounce. Now Yankton start with about the 20. Minute 56 to play here. They do have those 2 timeouts, or excuse me, 1 timeout in their back pockets here. Plenty of time to operate. We've seen the ground game has some success. Now let's see what the pass game can do with Easton Nelson.
Easton Nelson in the shotgun. Checks his play wristband. Snap, handoff, Sirk. Sirk up the middle and scrambles for a decent gain there for Yankton. A gain of about 7 on the play. Evan Sirk is just cruising today.
And I like that play call. A lot of times you'll see teams go to a run early on a drive like this to see if they can continue to risk it. As Yankton runs it with Sirk again, and he's going to have about a gain of 6 or so on the play, Bryce, and a first down. Nice run there by the senior back.
Yeah, gets to the 35. The muscle is muscling his way for another Yankton Bucks first down. 1:32 to go in the first half. Why not again? Evan Sirk gets another handoff. And this time he is slowed down after a gain of about 3. And you know he's having a good night when the energy for my call goes, he's slowed down after 3.
Right, even when you look at it, you're like, oh, only a 3-yard gain on that play. That's how good this Yankton rush offense has been tonight with another nice gain there from Sirk.
1:10 to go in the first half. Evan Sirk, handoff. And keeps cruising along. And another gain of about 3 on the play for Evan Sirk.
And Bryce, I think you're going to see Yankton run the ball here again. And you look at it, there's about 58 seconds or so left. They've ran every play on this drive. Kind of surprising here in the 2-minute, but I'd be surprised if they do it again.
And handoff, Matthew Sheldon. And Sheldon is slowed down right at the 45. And we do have a timeout. Will be taken by Yankton. And when we come back, it's 3rd and 3. Bucks back in 30 seconds. This is Yankton Bucks Football, KYNT and KYN-TV.
Traveling to Yankton for business or pleasure? Then book your stay at Yankton's 2 best hotels, the Fairfield Inn and Suites and Holland AM Express. Both are conveniently located to everything in Yankton. Both offer complimentary hot breakfast and meeting rooms for business travelers. And if you want a great rate and still be able to change your reservation without a hassle, call either hotel direct. The Fairfield and Holiday Inn Express, 2 great hotel choices when visiting or arranging rooms for guests to Yankton.
Yankton Bucks football right here on KYNT and KYN-TV. I'm Bryce Ladwig alongside Josh Boelter. 45 seconds to go in the first half. Yankton has the football in their own territory on their own 46. It's a fresh set of downs for the Bucks, and rolling right, Easton Nelson, pass out to the near side. Connor Slaba does not bring it in there, say he was out of bounds. A pretty nice pass, though, maybe a little over the shoulder, but Slaba put a nice play on the ball, just couldn't keep it in bounds.
And I like the play design there. You roll Nelson out and try to get Slaba in bounds before he can go out. Fortunately, just wasn't able to keep that one in bounds.
Nelson to a pass. Carson Ness gets it at the Yankton 45, turns upfield into Brookings territory, and pushed out a play at the Brookings 47. And they're going to say the 40. I can't really officially mark this ball.
Looks right
47.
about the 47 there, Bryce. 3rd and 3 here. Let's see what Yankton does. They've been liking to go to those rollouts here on 3rd down. Let's see if they go back to that again, maybe with Nelson.
Slaba in motion, far to near side. And now rolling near is Easton Nelson. He's looking downfield to keep it himself and get to the Brookings 45, and he'll run out of bounds, stop the clock.
And now you have a decision. I think it's about 4th and 1 here, Bryce. You consider going for it. There's only about 30 seconds. Brookings really hasn't shown ability to be able to throw the ball down the field. Do you take the risk, or do you maybe just punt this one and take it into the half? And I think right now, at least as of now, Yankton's lining up to go for it. Maybe they'll try to get Brookings to jump, or we'll see if they snap it.
Handoff, Cirk right side, gets into the second level. That's a first down for Yankton, and the muscle does it again to the Brookings 39. They're going to have to stop this clock as it will keep rolling.
Yeah, now Yankton's got to hustle the line. They're out of timeouts. They're at about the 40 here. Clock is running with about 20 seconds. It looks like we are getting a whistle.
Timeout Brookings. So Brookings is Yankton a favorite. Depends how you look at it. So 19 seconds on the clock. And so, Josh, how much time would it take for Yankton, let's say, to get – this might be a perfect opportunity for Yankton to try their first official field goal attempt of the season.
Right, and it'll be interesting to see how far they're willing to try this. They are at about the 40. I think, obviously, without trying to field goal yet, they're going to need to get some more yards. Brayden Butler is over there shaking his head. Yes, he wants to see Kevin Ortiz come out and kick this football. Brayden, who, of course, also gets to call Kevin with some action for soccer with the Bucks. But we'll see what happens here. Obviously, you're looking towards the sideline on some of these passes. You don't have to run it up and try to clock it. But it's going to be interesting to see how Yankton manages this. And, yeah, they're at about the 39 here, 19 seconds, no timeouts. Keep in mind they are, once again, playing with house money here, up 2 scores.
And maybe if something is open in the middle, they would clock it, but it looks like you're right. I think it's going to be a rollout. And trip receivers to the far side, 1 receiver near 19 seconds, 1st and 10, ball on the Brookings 39. Can Yankton get enough yardage here? And we have I think it's going to be a false start going on Yankton. Yes, it is. So that's not going to help.
And I think Lucas Cordell flinched just a little bit on that one. I think that's who they're going to get.
So, yeah, Lucas Cordell. And that will back him up 5 yards. So now 2nd and 15, ball on the 44. Let's try this again. 19 seconds to go in the first half. Easton Nelson, same formation, back to pass. Rolls far side, and he has Connor Slaba open and underthrows him. An incomplete pass right at the first down marker. That wouldn't have mattered, but that would have probably put you in range where you would feel comfortable trying to attempt your first field goal attempt of the season.
Yeah, and had Slaba there on a look on kind of a sit or a curl route on that one. Just a little short, and that's hard to do when you're throwing on the run. It's one of those where he tried to scramble out and got a look. Had him, unfortunately, just came up short on that ball, skipped it just a little bit.
Easton Nelson back to pass. 10 seconds. And runs right up the middle, gets to the 30. We have a flag going out in the backfield.
I think this one's coming back, Bryce. I think you're probably going to see holding on this play. We'll see what the call is, but that's usually in a case like this. That's what it is.
Let's just go to the halftime at this point.
I think that's what the Yankton will do after that. Looks like they're going to call holding there on the senior center, Mark Cottle, on that play. And it looks like unless maybe they want to see how far Easton can throw this football, I think they might just take this to halftime.
And we'll know here very shortly what they do plan on doing. And yeah, we're just going to have Easton Nelson take the snap, Josh, and kneel it.
We're recalling the penalty. I don't know. Either re-announce it, but either way, they're just doubling making sure that we know there's a hold on Marcato on that play.
Mark Connell's down there like, yeah, we got it.
He's like, I know.
I got it the first time.
But either way now, looks like this ball is going to be at about the 47, 40.
What if they put his picture up on the big board too?
Like this guy
This guy here.
Arrows pointing to him. It is a giant board here at Dana Dykhouse Stadium.
Sorry to interrupt, but I just found that. It comes into my mind. All right, it's the ball on the Yankton 47. Easton Nelson will not even have to snap it, and then that will end the first half. Yeah, okay. That will end the first half, and a great first half for Yankton. Some things you want to see a little bit better, Josh, going into the second half. Kind of a sour taste to end it with multiple penalties when you probably could have gotten in a field goal position, and who knows, but 14-0 entering the half.
Yeah, really a nice first half for Yankton. They had a lot of success running the football, and look, anytime you're up 2 scores on the road against a team that's ranked number 1 in the standings right now, that's a really impressive first half. Yankton, they're going to look to continue that in the second half, but we're going to see what happens here. Brookings getting the ball first to start the second half.
14-0 Yankton. That's your SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab scoreboard update. Their number 1 goal at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab is to make each patient feel at home and know they're truly there to help you live a healthier, pain-free life. SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, the go-to place for specialized wellness and therapy. Visit them at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab.com. A very halftime report coming up. This is Yankton Bucks football, KYNT and KYN-TV.
Get it cleaned with Buell's.
Dress shirts, suits, dresses, coats. At Buell's, they specialize in dry cleaning and pressing. You can pick it up or even have it delivered.
Got a tough stain you're worried about getting out? Leave it to Buell's. They're experts in getting out those nasty stains.
Do you wash your own comforter? If you really want it clean, let Buell's do it. Their large-size washers are perfect for comforters.
If you need it clean, take it to Buell's. 444 West 3rd, Yankton.
Boston Shoes to Boots is proud to support Yankton High School athletics. Boston Shoes to Boots is your headquarters for quality and comfortable shoes for the whole family. From athletics and work boots to sandals and dress, we have you covered by our popular brands like Brooks, New Balance, Birkenstock, Red Wing, Keen, and so many more. Shop our location downtown at 313 Cedar Street or visit us online at bostonshoestoboots.com. Boston Shoes to Boots, your footwear expert since 1915.
During October, Yankton Thrive is highlighting careers with our local manufacturers.
I'm Chelsea Sautel. I work at Aztec Industries as a material handler. Manufacturing is it for me. The way it works with my schedule is perfect. So I drop the kids off at daycare, go to work. I'm off work by the time they get out of school. Any sports events, any concerts, any events that they have, I'm available for.
Discover local career opportunities in manufacturing at yanktonsd.com.
Investing in your home is easier and more fun when you have local choices. This is Cody Miles, owner of Upper Midwest Garage Door. We offer a wide variety of American-made, unique Clopay garage doors, free in-home consultations, a digital preview of the new garage doors on your home, and the expert small-town service you deserve. Get started today with your local independent Clopay dealer, Upper Midwest Garage Door. Give us a call, stop by, or learn more at uppermidwestgaragedoor.com.
It's never a good time to find yourself stuck on the side of the road. When you do, call Gary's Towing, your trusted family-owned towing service, serving the Yankton area for over 50 years. Whether it's light, medium, or heavy towing, they've got the right equipment and the experience to get you back on the road fast. Day or night, call Gary, Mike, or Mason, 665-4351. Gary's Towing, where experience means reliability.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans, investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from Core Trust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit coretrustbank.com today.
Member FDIC.
Imagine paid vacation, sick leave, holidays, and full medical coverage the moment you start a new job. Plus quarterly profit sharing, 5% 401k match, and a company-paid retirement plan. Your first day on the job. With Parker of Yankton, you don't have to imagine, because all these benefits begin day one. We are hiring assemblers, machine operators, material handlers, and line operation techs for both shifts. Don't mind working nights? Enjoy a pay differential of $235. If you're looking to upgrade your career and have day one benefits, apply today at parker.com.
Parker, engineering your success.
Finding that missing shin guard. Remembering whether it's a home or away game. Getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan. Oh, come on, ref! That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MT&RC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. Visit mtrcsmithinsurance.com.
FM 1021 and AM 1450 KYNT, Yankton.
All right, welcome to your halftime report brought to you by Avera, moving health forward. Also, the Yankton School District Alumni Association is asking for all alumni and friends to register online. Search for Yankton Alumni to register and stay up to date on all alumni and district happenings, or open your phone camera and scan the QR code for more details. All right, and we're sitting in the broadcast booth, brought to you by Fairfield Inn and Suites, as well as Holiday Inn Express in Yankton. Get great rates and flexible reservation changes by calling the Fairfield by Marriott or Holiday Inn Express Hotel Direct 605-653-2250. Let's get into your out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Upper Midwest Garage Door, specializing in the sales, installation, and service of residential and commercial garage doors and openers throughout eastern South Dakota. Upper Midwest Garage Doors, your local authorized Clopay dealer. We bring in the only man that could do this job, Brayden Butler.
Sometimes it really is the simplest job on the broadcast, but I appreciate that you let me do it. But let's get into your out-of-town scoreboard. We'll start with some area teams around Yankton and then look at Class 11 AA as a whole. High-scoring affair in Avon right now as the Avon Pirates are up 24-20 on Scotland Menno. That last score update comes at the end of the first quarter. So 44 points in just over 12 minutes of play there. Bonham is up 20-6 on Platte Geddes. Centerville is currently leading Gayville-Vollen 30-16. That one's in the third quarter. Winding down near the halftime break at Irene Wakanda High School. Freeman Mary and Freeman Academy up 46-0 on Irene Wakanda. And Vermilion is tied with Tri-Valley at 8 at the half. Looking at Class 11 AA, our matchup right in front of us, Yankton up 14-0 on Brookings at halftime. So other scores at Woodall Field in Sturgis. Pierre is up 3-0. That one's at the halftime break. Brandon Valley playing down from 11 AAA is up 47-0 on Mitchell. That one 3 minutes to go in the second quarter at Joe Quinto Field. Spearfish up big on Douglas. 1 minute left in the first half, 48-0. The number 2 ranked Spearfish Spartans that's in the latest Class 11 AA media poll flexing their muscle at Lyle Hare Stadium. And our last score from 11 AA, Watertown up 12-0 on T Area. That one at the halftime break in Watertown.
Thank you, Brayden. And we will bring on Josh Boelter for our stat recap here momentarily. We'll take another quick break, come back here to Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium, Yankton Bucks football, KYNT and KYNTV.
Sarah Sarda is running for State Senate District 18. Sarah, why are you running?
I'm running basically because, to be quite honest, is because I was approached. And I just really felt as if there was an opportunity here for someone to step in and make a difference, to be a representative of Yankton and the local voices.
Vote Sarah Sarda for District 18 Senate. Vote today by absentee or on November 5th. Paid for by Sarah Sarda for State Senator.
Looking for the perfect pair of glasses? At Vision Care Associates, we've got you covered. Step into our showroom and discover our vast selection from timeless classics to the latest trends. With several styles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect match for your look. Experience personalized service and expert care, whether you need help finding the right frame or adjusting your new glasses for the perfect fit.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
COVID-19 cases are on the rise, and peak flu season is almost here. Save time and get the updated COVID-19 vaccine and your flu shot at the same time at Hy-Vee. Schedule your updated COVID-19 vaccine and flu shot online today, or just stop by any Hy-Vee pharmacy whenever it's convenient for you. No appointment necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. Your Hy-Vee pharmacy is here to help you and your family stay healthy. Some restrictions apply.
This game break is brought to you by a lot of people supporting the Bucks and Gazelles. So far, these high school athletes have put on quite a show for us tonight. We've had a great and exciting game. So let's break down the highlights and get you up to speed. Hold on. Well, this is unusual. One second. We're getting word from the referee. Let's just listen in.
Due to Representative Julie Auck, Lauren Nelson, and the South Dakota legislature's vote to cut $109 million from South Dakota public schools, we cannot afford to continue. This game is over.
Folks, this game break was a warning. Representative Julie Auck and Lauren Nelson are attacking South Dakota's excellent education system. But you can stop them from succeeding by voting against Representative Julie Auck and Lauren Nelson in the upcoming election. Our students are counting on you. Paid for by the Save Our Schools PAC, not endorsed by any candidate.
And welcome back to your Avera halftime report. It's time for your stat recap, and that is brought to you by Mayor Signs. If it's time to review the look of your business signage, let Mayor Signs help. They offer all types of signs, including lit, non-lit, digital, and much more. Contact Mayor Signs today on 4th and Broadway in Yankton. Now, Josh, we were talking during the break. Evan Sirk, a lot of rushing yards. You'll get into his actual number, but right now, we did the math, 91 away from setting a new single-game rushing record for Yankton High School. Scott Nedved, big name in Yankton Bucks football history, 222 in 1997.
Yeah, and right now, Evan Sirk, he's at 132. He had a really great first half, had a touchdown with that, and they've been feeding him, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see more of that in the second half. But it's something to keep an eye on for you keeping track of stats at home, and we are here. Shout out to Trevin Ricklick for these stats. He's doing a great job here tonight. But, keep an eye on that 132 yards rushing for Evan Sirk tonight.
All right, let's do the game stats, Josh.
Yeah, looking at it here, we'll break it down for Yankton first since we were already talking about Evan Sirk. Easton Nelson on the day, he is 3 for 7 passing with 13 yards. He's also got 6 carries for 40 yards on the night. So we talked about Evan Sirk, 132 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Matthew Sheldon, he's got 7 carries, 31 yards, and a touchdown. Carson Ness is your leading receiver with 2 catches for 10 yards. Cohen Zarbach also has a free 3-yard catch on the night. Taking a look at Brookings, Gavin Anderson, he's 4 for 6 with 41 yards and a pick. Leading rusher tonight for Brookings, 5 carries, 16 yards, is Will Conrad. Mason Mathis also has a couple carries for 13 yards. Leading receiver is Alex Wainman. He had a big 28-yard catch there, Bryce. And the things that are standing out, though, to me, looking at the defensive side for Yankton, 3 sacks on the night. Edley Amaro, he's got a couple sacks. He had a half one with Peyton Eustace. Easton Fieser with a sack as well. Carson Ness with an interception. Thomas Reardon with a fumble recovery as well. So Yankton forcing the issue, run the ball well, forcing a couple turnovers, getting a few sacks in that first half.
Second half, keys to the second half, brought to you by Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first. Located at 2701 Fox Run Parkway in Yankton. Josh, I think Yankton just needs a big stop.
Yeah, and I think the key is keep winning up front on both sides of the ball. You look at it, we talked about the ground game, 132 yards for Evan Sirk. They're well on their way for at least on pace for well over 200 yards rushing here tonight as a team. And then on the defensive side, we talked about 3 sacks on the night. Just keep winning the battle up front. And I think Yankton has a real shot of hanging on here and getting a big victory on the road.
All right, your third quarter sponsors when we return. There's First Chiropractic Center, making life better one adjustment at a time. Located at 2507 Foxtron Parkway in Yankton, and Truxedo, a real truck company. We'll take a break, come back with your second half action. This has been your halftime report brought to you by Avera. Moving health forward, we're officially on not only Victory Watch, Josh, but Evan Cirque Watch. And we'll try to keep everyone as updated as possible. 91 yards away from the single game rushing record for Yankton High School. But just behind, the importance would be Yankton winning, of course, Josh. A huge ESD matchup. AA, so many implications in this matchup, and we'll find out here in the second half.
Yeah, and we talked about it earlier. There's two big matchups important to the standings tonight. One's here in Yankton, off to a great start, up 2 scores going into half. Let's talk about Watertown and T. That's a big one here in the standings. Watertown was up 12-0 last check on that game, so keep an eye on those games as we go on throughout the night. But Yankton off to a great start here, up a couple scores on Brookings.
All right, we'll take a break, come back here from Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium. This is Yankton Bucks Football, KYNT, KYNTV.
Want to take the hassle out of servicing your heating or cooling system? Then sign up for the Kaiser Signature Membership Program. This is Chris Frick with Kaiser Heating and Cooling. Not only will you get peace of mind knowing your units are being serviced regularly, but being a Kaiser Signature member gives you priority service, a discount on parts and labor, and no overtime rates. Take comfort and let our qualified professional technicians keep you running.
Be the wiser and go with Kaiser. Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton.
Look at all the pictures of the resort you'd stay in every year. All you need to do is pay reasonable maintenance fees once a year. With any contract that you're signing, read and understand everything. What happens if you cancel? Can you get out of this contract? If you feel pushed into signing the contract, you need to stop and take a step back. If you have questions, contact the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
A couple days ago, a teacher came into the UPS store to print some worksheets for her classroom. As we were printing, she asked if we could help her design and print a custom banner for her school's upcoming event. Yes, we can. Hi, this is Doug at the UPS store in Yankton and Vermilion, where for over 8 years we've been serving educators, businesses, and community members with all kinds of printing solutions. Stop by today and let us assist with your next project, and be sure to ask about our shipping services or current print specials.
Do you want a job that keeps it real? At Truxedo, a real truck company, we keep it real by promoting our values of excellent service, teamwork, accountability, and innovation. Join the Truxedo team and enjoy your next career adventure. We have a variety of openings, including senior EH&S specialist and weekend maintenance technician too. So don't wait. Get up, get out, and apply at realtruck.com/careers and start your next adventure with a career at Truxedo.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
It's time for your seasonal flu shot. Flu vaccine is recommended for all those aged 6 months and older. Appointments are recommended. Call 665-7841 to schedule yours today. Walk-ins will be accommodated, insurance billing available, and most major insurances are accepted. Visit YanktonMedicalClinic.com to download the flu shot form and for more information. A shot of prevention is worth a season of health. Seasonal flu shots. Just one more way Yankton Medical Clinic provides so much care, so close to home.
FNBO is the great big small bank. And for more than 165 years, we've been with you where you are. A bank that's ready for all your needs, both big and small. Here to help you earn more, save more, so you can do more every step of the way. It's what you can expect from the great big small bank. FNBO, independent and family owned for 6 generations, and ever so focused on you. Stop on by or visit us at fnbo.com, member FDIC.
Whether you're nearing retirement or already enjoying it, I'll help you create a financial plan that works best for you. I'm Adam Boelter with Vantage Financial. I believe financial planning should be as enjoyable as a day spent fishing or pheasant hunting. If you want personalized investment planning, retirement strategies, and insurance reviews tailored to your unique goals, let's talk. Search Adam Boelter with Vantage Financial or visit vfplanning.com.
Vantage Financial Partners is a registered investment advisor. SEC registration does not constitute an endorsement of Vantage by the SEC, nor does it indicate that Vantage has attained a particular level of skill or ability.
All right, welcome back here to Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium. It's Yankton of Bucks football on KYNT and KYNTV. And Yankton will kick off to Brookings here. Yeah, let's see the second half get going here, Josh.
We're going to start with this Yankton defense that had 3 sacks in the first half. They also forced a couple turnovers with a fumble recovery and then an interception from Carson Ness. The ball's dropped on the kickoff here, Bryce. This is a bang-bang play. Ball's on the ground. I don't know who came with this. I think it might be.
I think it's going to be Brookings' ball.
Either way, a rough start in the kickoff. They're still looking in the pile here.
Which is a good sign for Yankton. It hasn't been definitive yet.
There is a Yankton player pointing this way. They've yet to make a signal.
Brookings football.
Brookings ball, but they're going to be deep in their own territory at about the 13-yard line here, Bryce.
That would have been just, for Brookings, a tragedy.
That would have been a rough start, especially the way a couple turnovers in that first half to start immediately with a muffed kick would have been difficult. Now you put your offense in a tough spot at the own 13, but here's the good news if you're Brookings. You still have the ball, and you have a chance, if you can take this down the field, to maybe gain some serious momentum here to start this second half. But they got a tall task with the Yankton defense. Like I was just talking about, 3 sacks, forcing 2 turnovers in that first half.
Yeah, muffing the kick return was Levante Carter. Took 7 seconds off the clock here in the third. 11:53 to go. Anderson, handoff, Conrad. And Conrad gets to the 15. We didn't see a lot of Will Conrad there in the first half. He had like the first 2 drives maybe, and then he just kind of was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, 5 carries for 16 yards for Conrad in the first half. Really, like you said, had a couple nice carries on that first drive, and then not much going after that. Going to be interested to see if they try to get him back in the game plan here, try to tire out this Yankton defense. Not the start you want, only about a gain of 2 on that play. See what they do here on second down now.
Because he is lead rusher for Brookings this season, 110 yards per game. As a 2nd and 8 for the Bobcats. Ball on their own 15. And handoff Conrad. Follows his right tackle and will gain 1 yard. It'll be 2nd and 7. Or excuse me, yeah, 2nd and 7. 3rd and 7 for the Bobcats. Math.
Yeah, math once again. Like I said, I am teaching Math 101 after the game. Make sure to tune in. But either way now, this Yankton defense forced a 3rd and 7. Brookings, obviously, they want to run the football. And once again, didn't get much going in the first half. And these first 2 plays in the second half, nothing going either. Let's see if they can maybe connect on a pass down the field to try to spark this offense. Either way, deep in their own territory, about the 16-yard line here on 3rd and 7.
So 3rd and 7 for the Bobcats. 10.5 minutes to go on the far side of the field. And Anderson takes a step and almost intercepted by Cale Hazehorse and Yankton at the 25-yard line. You heard the excitement, Josh. Almost a big interception for Cale Hazehorse. And on the season, that would have been his 3rd. And, yeah, but either way, Brookings will not punt.
Yeah, Hazehorse had a couple picks at Watertown earlier in the season. I think that was one of those that hit him in the numbers, and he almost didn't expect it, and it caught him off guard for a second. Either way, though, Yankton getting off the field here. We'll see what happens on the punt here. Slaba's planted about the 50-yard line here.
And a spiral punt hits the Brookings 45. That's where it will be downed. So Yankton will start in Brookings territory offensively.
Yeah, and this is where one of the Yankton touchdown drives started, right about the 45 after a fumble led by Evan Sirk. He had a big carry on the play on that drive and a couple from Sheldon. But Evan Sirk, we talked about it, 91 yards away from the school record for a single game. He had 132 yards rushing in the first half. Let's see if he can keep it up and see if Yankton keeps leaning on that senior tailback here. They got 1st and 10. Looks like 2 left in the formation. Bryce on the shotgun.
All right, Easton Nelson will now send Slaba in motion, far to near side, handoff Sirk, And Cirque will gain a yard on the carry. It'll be 2nd and 9, so 90 yards away now. Every carry, I'm joking.
Every yard counts. We're going to be like the Fox broadcast, counting down how many batters till Shohei's up every yard. But now not much going there on for Yankton on that play.
Trips receivers right side. Nelson communicating with his sideline. And Coach Terry Huber, offensive coordinator for the Bucks. And Easton Nelson following his blocker, Conway, gets to the outside and will gain an additional yard, maybe 2 on the carry.
I love that play from Easton Nelson. If you watch, he kind of shoved Conway forward and said, block, and tried to get him out there. Only about a gain of maybe 3 or so on the play, maybe 4. But now a 3rd and manageable here for Yankton. You wonder if they get a few yards on this. Maybe they'll go for it or what they'll do. But about 3rd and 7 here.
So 3rd and 7, Yankton. Eidsness in motion. Nelson back to pass. Nelson rolling, will keep the ball himself and gains about 4, maybe 5 on the carry and thrown out of bounds on the far side of the field. And he'll be short of the first down marker.
Yeah, only maybe about a yard on that one. I think.
I was looking at the wrong. Yeah, my bad.
You're good. Only maybe a yard on that, if any. Yankton going to punt the ball now. Obviously, now you want to start the drive or start the second half offensively. But either way, now up 2 scores. You can play that field position battle here with Brookings, punting it deep, taking a page out of Kirk Ferentz's book from Iowa. Maybe play some field position flip here on this one with the punt.
Low snap rugby style punt for Matthew Sheldon. Takes a Yankton bounce. And it really takes Yankton bounce, and it will be down at the 1-yard line. Matthew Sheldon.
I mentioned Kirk Ferentz. I think somewhere he just got goosebumps and chills somewhere in Iowa City. But nice punt there by Matthew Sheldon. He waited till the very last second on that rugby punt to boot that one. It took a nice roll down at the 1. That's what he's so good at, punting the ball. He's really good at getting those positive rolls. You saw right there. And now Brookings deep in their own territory, not really able to run the ball. And obviously, Bryce, they can't afford to go backwards.
Absolutely. And see what Justin Olson and this defense have dialed up. Go against Brookings. Justin Olson, of course, defensive coordinator for the Bucks. And my second favorite defensive coordinator behind Brian Flores. So, standing in the end zone, Anderson. Back to pass under some pressure. Matthew Sheldon almost gets the safety. Pass out and deflected by Yankton, incomplete. And on that broken up pass is Bryce Krull. Who else?
I thought we were so close to getting the Dan Orlovsky play there.
The step out of bounds.
And this is the perfect crew to talk about that. The Lions-Vikings broadcast here with me being a Lions fan, you being a Vikings fan. But Jared Allen, I think, was the defender on that play. But either way, Yankton, I thought they had a safety on about 3 different times in that play. Nice job by Anderson to be able to avoid that back line of the end zone and throw it out and get an incompletion.
A Vikings fan and a Minnesota Twin victim. That's who I am.
I was going to say, as you can see by my hat here, Bryce, some people can't see it. I got
your poverty franchise.
I got a Bucks sweatshirt and a Yankees cap on. My Yankees moving to the ALCS last night.
2nd and 10 for the Bobcats. Ball on the 1. And we have a timeout taken by Brookings. Timeouts brought to you by Hedro and Yankton, one of Yankton's biggest and best employers. When it's time for a new job, maybe a new career direction, visit jobs@hedro.com. Bucks 14, Brookings nothing, back in 30 seconds. Yankton Bucks football, KYNT and KYNTV.
You want peace of mind that you're healthy. Support your breast health by getting a mammogram every year starting at age 40. Multiple Avera Breast Center locations across the region offer easy access. We'll create a screening plan that makes sense for you. You have access to specialized breast cancer experts should you need it. Find a screening location near you at avera.org/breast.
We just saw the replay, Josh. Anderson very close to stepping out of the back of the end zone from that last play.
Yeah, and he's going to have to do it all over again here. 2nd 10 from his own 1-yard line. Pin back way deep. Can't afford to go back here.
And ready to take the snap. Yankton pin their ears back. Handoff to Mathis, and he will gain a very crucial yard, maybe 2 on the carry. Ball will now be set at the 3. And it'll be a 3rd and 7 for the Bobcats. Still in a very dangerous part of the field.
You know, I kind of like Brookings' play calls here these last couple plays. I mean, you take a shot, maybe you catch the defense off guard on first, you avoid disaster, but on that one, then it's just about getting the ball out of the end zone. Now you have maybe a yard or two to work with here. Either way, this Yankton defense, keep an eye out, Bryce. 3 sacks tonight. We could see them get some pressure on this one. Amaro with a sack and a half, I believe, on this one. He had a sack with Eustace in that first half. Let's see if he can get some pressure on this one.
Anderson still standing in the end zone. He is back to pass. And Amaro chases after him, has the part of a jersey, but can't hold on. Pass is out and broken up by Yankton at the 15. And that will bring up 4th down and 7 deep in Brookings territory.
Amaro with the pressure, and I thought that was almost going to be a disaster from Anderson. If you're going to throw that ball, you almost got to throw it out of bounds because he almost threw a pick. I think it was Grotenheis who almost got that one on that. But nice job by the Yankton defense. They force another early punt. And look at this, Connor Slaba standing at about the Brookings 35 here. Yankton, barring disaster on this play, is going to be looking at really good field position here, Bryce.
And back to punt, Drew Johnson. And the snap. Line drive punt, Connor Slaba will let it roll and takes a really nice Brookings bounce into Yankton territory at the Yankton 47-yard line, and still very decent field position for Yankton.
Yeah, good field position here, good punt. You can't ask for much better in a situation that you pin back at your own 2-yard line, punting that ball, takes a good roll. Now Yankton trying to get something going here on the second drive of the second half. Didn't really gain much on that first drive. They're looking to try to go up 3 scores here and get a little bit more momentum on offense after a very successful first half run on the football.
And now Easton Nelson. Handoff Cirque. And Cirque, maybe a gain of a yard on the play.
And I don't know if Brookings maybe made some halftime adjustments or maybe got a breather they needed or something, but they've really made a nice effort here in the second half on these first 4 plays to slow down the run game.
2nd and 9. Cirque again the handoff. This time gets into the second level, and he does have a Yankton Bucks first down. And that is a nice gain of about 11 or 12 on the carry.
And that looked like a counter out of the pistol there on that one to Evan Cirque. He saw it. He gets a nice gain to get that ground game going and get the first down for the Bucks in the second half.
Quick pass out to Carson Ness in the flat and turns upfield and gets to the 35 and pushed out a play at the 32. Just shy of the first down marker. Under a yard away, Josh.
Cue football cliche is bubble screens are extensions of the run game, and you saw it on that play. Get a good athlete, Ness, out on the bubble. He gets a nice gain of 9 on that play. It's second and very short. Here is Sheldon's line in the backfield with Nelson.
And Nelson, handoff, Sheldon. Sheldon off the right side, has the first down. You move the chains. It's a Yankton Bucks first down at the Brookings 29. Yankton isn't quite knocking on the door yet, Josh, but they are in the front yard.
Yeah, and you got to think, obviously you're thinking touchdown, but Yankton, they are probably about the 20s where they're comfortable trying to field goal out based on the halftime warm-ups, but let's see here.
Easton Nelson, keeper, left side, and gains 4 on the play, gets to the 25 Brookings territory. Just inching closer and closer here. Bring up 2nd and 6.
And Nelson did a good job there reading the end. He crashed down, pulled the football out from the back, and took it for 5 yards.
Handoff, Sheldon. Sheldon is slowed down by Brookings. Still lunges forward for an additional 2 yards, but will be a short. It will be a 3rd and 4 for the Bucks.
Yeah, and guess who's coming back on the field here? The senior tailback, Evan Cirque. We'll see if he gets the ball here. Like you said, 3rd and 4. See what Yankton does in this one.
And Cirque gets the handoff, and he goes up the middle to the 10, and he is stopped at the Brookings 8. That plenty for a Yankton Bucks first down. And during the break, we'll get an update on yardage because that is just really exciting. But right now, Yankton leading 14-0 over Brookings. 6:20 to go in the 3rd. And handoff to Evan Cirque. Gets to the 10 to the 5. He is at the goal line, and he is just short of a touchdown for Yankton. Inches away from another score. And I mean inches, Josh, not even a half a yard. And so it is 2nd and goal. Power formation. And the Buck truck is successful as Easton Nelson goes in there for the score. And Yankton now leads 20-0.
Physical football, Bryce. Yankton, they ran the ball really well in that drive, obviously. Once again, a couple plays from Cirque, and then you see Easton Nelson there powered off, or to cap it off with that power formation. Now Yankton up 3 scores here halfway through this third quarter.
Tate Bestie to hold. Kilgary the snapper. Kevin Ortiz the extra point. Nice snap, nice hold. Kick is up and is good. 21-0. Yankton leads. So far, it's $42 going to the Yankton Booster Club by way of Core Trust Bank. They are doubling down on Yankton Bucks points this season. That's Core Trust Bank. Back in 1 minute, Yankton Bucks football on KYNT and KYN-TV.
Are you suffering from a recent injury or chronic pain?
Come see us, Lane and Reed Sawatsky at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab.
We offer a wide variety of techniques to meet every patient's need and preference, including adjustments, dry needling, acupuncture, cupping, and rehabilitation.
We are dedicated to providing personalized and effective treatment plans to help you perform at your highest level and feel your best.
Whether you're dealing with back pain, neck pain, or a sports injury, we've got you covered.
Go to swatchiropracticandrehab.com to schedule an appointment.
So I switched my insurance to State Farm, and get this. I talked to an actual State Farm agent who lives in my actual town. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town gave me actual help with the coverage I needed. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town who gave me actual help actually knows my name. And get this. They actually say it's called service.
Call State Farm agent Rhonda Westland at 665-4411.
All right, welcome back here to Brookings. Kick goes out of bounds, so a flag on the play. Liam Villanueva kicked it out about the 10-yard line. And so ball will be moved forward here to the 35. So a nice break for Brookings there. And let's see as Yankton defense continue to work their magic, Josh.
Yeah, and they had a nice stand inside the Brookings at their own 5 in that last drive. But let's talk about Evan Cirque for a second here, Bryce. He's 56 yards away from the single-game rushing record here for Yankton. He's got 167 rushing yards on the night.
That is a night he is having, that is for sure. As Anderson in the shotgun. Sends Carter in motion. Back to pass under some pressure. And brought down in the backfield to Feezy. Easton Feezer is the one that has the honors. And another Yankton Bucks sack.
2 is the emphasis on that, as that's 2 for Easton Feezer on the night. 4 sacks for the team here for Yankton, and what a play there, sending Feezer from the second level. He gets a nice sack. Now Brookings working with about 2nd and 15 here. Obviously, once again, not what you want to start the strap, but this Yankton defense, they're getting pressure constantly. 4 sacks in the night, and like you said, 2 from Easton Feezer.
Ball now on the 30. It's 2nd and 15 for the Bobcats. Yankton's defense trying to kill any morale that Brookings has. And now Anderson back to pass. Rolls to the right side, will tuck it. At the 30 to the 35, we have a flag out on the field, and that's probably going to be holding on Brookings.
You think so in a territory like that, especially when a quarterback has to get out of the pocket and scramble. Usually you're going to get a hold on that. We'll see what the call is. We wait here. Obviously, Brookings not trying to go back any further than what they're at. If this is a hold, they could be in a lot of trouble on this drive. Here, just 1 play in.
So holding going on Brookings, and that's Alex Wainman that is called for the hold. And ball now on the Brookings 24-yard line.
How about 2nd and 21 here for a team that, once again, we talked about, they want to run the ball, but when you're down 21 here in the second half and 2nd 21, they're going to have to try to start airing it out.
Anderson in the shotgun, 4:43 to go in the third. 2 receivers near, 1 far. And a quick pitch out to the right side, and on that carry, that is Ben Schulte. And I don't see almost no gain, maybe a very small gain on the play.
Small gain, if that, maybe a gain of 1 on the play. They've been going to that pitch play a few times there to no avail on that play. And now 3rd and 20 coming up here for the Bobcats. This Yankton defense really just enforcing their will, doing anything they want to do. And we'll see what Brookings dials up here. Obviously, you're thinking shot play in a situation where you're finding yourselves down 3 scores late in the 3rd quarter.
So 3rd and 23:54 to go in the 3rd. Bucks 21, Bobcats nothing here at Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium in Brookings. The battle of number 1 versus number 5. Anderson back to pass. Pass off to the left side. And intended target on the play, number 10, Bergen Tetzloff. We haven't seen him much today. And he has 11 receptions on the season, 25 receiving yards per game, has 3 receiving touchdowns this season, but Yankton has just blanketed him all game.
Yeah, like you said, a blanket around all these receivers. This Yankton defense, this is 3 straight weeks of pure dominance on the defensive side of the football. Really, since that Harrisburg game, you saw it against Pierre where they only gave a touchdown late in the 4th, shutout last week against Sturgis, and now all of a sudden continuing a shutout here against Brookings.
Line drive punt, Connor Slaba back to play it, and he'll let it die. And we'll take a Brookings bounce inside the 40 to the Bucks 38, and that's where Yankton will take over offensively. Where's Evan Sirk at?
He is at 167 yards. He is 56 yards away from the record. Obviously, this is going to start from about 61 yards out from the end zone. So if you, for example, just wanted to maybe house this one, Evan, you know, something like that. But no, we'll see what happens. He is in the backfield to start this drive, and a great drive from the Bucks in the last one now. Really trying to put this one away if they can possibly get a touchdown here.
3:28 to go in the 3rd. Easton Nelson, Saba in motion, handoff Sirk. Up the middle, and a gain of about 4 on the play. And every yard counts. Is now 2nd and 5 for the Bucks.
And that's what it's been all night. 5, 6, 7 yards every play. Evan Sirk with a nice run again.
Handoff Sirk. Goes up the middle, lowers a shoulder pad, is upended right at the 50, the Yankton 49 officially. It's enough for a Yankton Bucks first down. The ball right on top of the Jackrabbit logo.
Another 10 or 11 there from those first couple plays for Sirk as he gets another first down. Yankton running at will.
Handoff Matthew Sheldon. Sheldon gets into the 2nd level and is slowed down at the Brookings 46-yard line. As they're in Brookings territory now. Matthew Sheldon still the running back. Evan Sirk, rightfully so, taking a breather, getting some water. Handoff Matthew Sheldon. And Sheldon gets to the 45, gain of a yard.
Yeah, a yard, if that, on that play. Sheldon just trying to move forward on that one. Wasn't much to get on that. Really nice job to get at least a positive yard out of that.
Empty backfield. Easton Nelson, 3 receivers left side. Rolls left. Looking to pass. And is attempted to... Did I miss who that was? To Slaba. Okay.
Looks like
incomplete.
Slaba on that play. And that's one thing maybe if you're Yankton you want to see improve out the, maybe not necessarily in this game at this point, but the pass game has maybe been the one thing that just hasn't quite clicked tonight, despite it being a really, honestly, almost a perfect night for Yankton.
2:10 to go in the 3rd, 4th and 4 for the Bobcats. Or for Yankton, rather, excuse me. Bobcats back to receive. And Matthew Sheldon, the punt up, and fair catch called by Schulte. And he will fall down at the Brookings 16, and as that is where Brookings will take over.
Yeah, taking over, and they've been pinned deep a couple times in this first half, or in the second half, Bryce. At the 13, at the 1 on another drive, at their own 16 on this drive. Obviously on an offense that hasn't much going, you want better field position in these types of situations, but that's just not working out so far here in this second half for Brookings.
Anderson and company, ball in the near hash marks. Takes the snap. And handoff. Goes off to the right side. Gain of 2 on the play. Schulte with the carry.
Yeah, not much going on that one. I'm surprised Brookings, Bryce, isn't being more aggressive in the pass game as they're trying to get something going here throughout the night. And we talk about the run game, and this is something we brought up a few times. Just keep an eye out. Evan Sirk, 45 yards away from the single-game rushing record here. For
I'm not
Yankton.
going crazy, right? That's what that says.
Yeah, 222. That's what
Okay.
it says by Scott Nedved in 1997. So we could see some Yankton history tonight, depending on what happens the rest of this game.
I was 6 years old. How old were you?
I was, based on this time of year, about 2 years from being a thought. So. Well, a little under 2 years.
And Anderson to pass the middle of the field, and it is brought in by Tetzloff at the Brookings 39. And I was distracting you by our age question, but kind of break down what happened with Anderson.
Yeah, so what they did is they sent the quarterback forward just a little bit, play fake it like he's going to run, and then he dumps it over the top there to Tetzloff. We talked about him not really been able to get him going so far. Find him on that play. Really their first big pass play of. Oh, I guess there was one in the first half as well, but really their second big pass play of the day.
Yeah, probably third overall. I remember 2 very early on, and then other than that, Yankton hasn't allowed almost any passing. So.
And I think that's a sign, Bryce. This secondary's really grown throughout the year. There were a couple plays against Watertown early in the season that maybe they got burnt. And really since then, they've really grown as a secondary. They've been really good back there.
Handoff Schulte up to the right side and is stopped right at the 39. No gain on the play.
Stonewalled on that one. Absolutely nothing on that play. This Yankton defense, once again, stepping up, stopping the run. They've done a great job up front.
Under 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. And I don't know if Brookings is going to get a playoff here before we start the fourth.
Yeah, as this one goes to the fourth, quick update for you. Mount Maury just forced a fumble and got a field goal. They're down 14-10 against the number 5 team in the NAIA polls with 11:01 to play in the third quarter, so keep an eye on that one as well.
That ends the third. We go to the fourth quarter with Yankton leading 21-0. That scoreboard update brought to you by SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab. Their number 1 goal at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab is to make each patient feel at home and know they are truly there to help you live a healthier, pain-free life. SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, the go-to place for specialized wellness and therapy. Visit them at SWATChiropracticandRehab.com. Quarter break brought to you by Alani New Energy Drinks. Wellness should feel good and taste good, which is why Alani New Energy Drinks should be part of your daily routine. Increase physical performance and boost focus with just 10 calories, no sugar or gluten. Alani New Energy Drinks are a healthy way to fuel your fun. Back in 30 seconds, Yankton Bucks football.
Have aches and pains taken you out of your game? Sports injuries can happen quickly, posing threats to your health and ability to participate in your regular athletic activities. I'm Dr. Mackenzie Erlinson from First Chiropractic Centers. Chiropractic care can provide pain relief from sore and aching muscles and lead to faster recovery after workout by easing the inflammation you experience, like stiffness, pain, or restricted movement. Visit with us about managing your sports injuries. First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
Second and 10 for the Bobcats. Brookings now moving left to right on your screen listening device. Yankton right to left. Anderson back to pass. To the near side, it is brought in. And that was a Wainman, I believe. Yes, it was Alex Wainman, the 6'2 junior. And I believe he had one of the few big receptions for Brookings earlier. And that will bring up 3rd and 3 for the Bobcats.
3rd and 3, nice little pass there, get it outside. And Brookings trying to get something going. They've had a couple pass plays. They had that big shot to Tetzloff earlier in the drive, and then you find about 7 yards on that one. Trying to find something here on offense, down 21 in the fourth quarter.
And now Anderson in the shotgun. Back to pass and free rusher and gets the pass off. It is completed. And it is completed to Will Conrad, who breaks to the outside. And it's Hazelhorst, the only one there to stop him. He does force him out of bounds at the Yankton 30-yard line. Wow, that was about to be a sack in the backfield for Yankton. And it was just a desperation safety net pass to Will Conrad and a huge gain for Brookings.
Yeah, heck of an effort there from Conrad. I thought that play was dead about 3 or 4 different times once again, and he made a couple guys miss and got down the field and converted there. What a play.
Just like they drew it up, Josh.
Exactly. I think they'll run that one back maybe next week.
1st and 10 for Brookings in Yankton territory. Ball in the 30. Fourth quarter, Yankton leads 21-0. 11:42 to go in the final frame. And now it's snap. Anderson steps up, and he'll have a gain on the outside. We will have a hold probably on Brookings in the far side of the field. I saw a flag make its way onto the field. But if not, it's right at the first down marker.
Yeah, right at about the first down marker there if it stands. But I think usually when you see those quarterbacks climb the pocket and start scrambling, usually that's where holdings happen. And Brookings is walking backwards here. So don't want to take a penalty, obviously, after a big play on the last one with Conrad. But now you're looking at first and long here once again for Brookings.
11:34 on the clock. As you mentioned, Dort leading at Mount Marty 14-10 in the third quarter back in Yankton. A rare Friday night game for Mount Marty.
Yeah, rare Friday night game.
Not a fan.
I would agree with that.
11:34 to go here in the fourth. Handoff Conrad, loses his footing, but regains it, bounces to the outside, and back to the 30. And gets through Yankton's secondary a bit for some extra yardage. He is eventually stopped at the Yankton 27. And another big gain for the Bobcats. Puts them in shouting distance of that first down marker.
Nice recovery there. Penalty be darned, Bryce. Conrad does another nice job of making a few guys miss on some tackles. Picking up a nice gain. Now second and about 7 here after a gain of about 13 on the play.
And Brookings huddled up. And yes, they have time, Josh, technically, right, Brookings, but you're down 3 scores, and they're still taking all their play clock time and all their clock time. Time is not a friend right now. And stepping up, Anderson, pass out to the far side. It's Tetzloff, and that's a Brookings Bobcat touchdown. And a defensive breakdown there somewhere. He was wide open on the far side of the field.
Yes, Tetzloff was able to sneak out. I don't think Yankton even saw him there on defense. Getting the touchdown. Brookings finally getting something going on the offensive side of the ball here, making this a 2-score game now. A much-needed touchdown. Now let's see what happens here on the extra point.
Extra point kicker will be Drew Johnson. And he puts it through the uprights. 21-7, your score, 10:37 to go in the fourth. Yankton will return the kickoff when we return here to Jana J. Dykhouse Stadium. This is Yankton Bucks football, KYNT and KYNTV.
Today's world is changing and you need your general liability plan to change along with it. If you're a business owner, give me, Skylar Sherman with Missouri River Associates a call and let's check your policies. Since you're busy running the business, I'll do all the legwork, so feel free to call, email, or stop down 124 Walnut Street in Yankton.
Are you new to Medicare or turning 65 soon? Have you met Irma? Who's Irma? Irma is an additional Medicare tax that comes into play based on your tax filing income. Let's chat today to see if you'll be meeting Irma in your Medicare future. Missouri River Associates.
21-7, Yankton leads Brookings. 10:37 to go in the fourth. Brookings just scored. Back to return for Yankton, Evan Sirk and Connor Slaba.
Yeah, nice drive there by Brookings. Had a couple crazy plays on that one. By my count, 3 crazy plays on that drive. A couple big ones from Will Conrad on some missed tackles, and then Tetzloff able to sneak into the behind the Yankton defense for a touchdown there as well.
And a short kick, and Pyre able to recover. He actually bobbled it initially, and that'll be Yankton having it at their own 27-yard line. If that would have been if Brookings would have gotten that, that would have been interesting.
Yeah, and that would have made a 2-score game look real even closer if you get that ball on about the 25 on the fumble there with 10:30 to go. I think it's simple now for Yankton. You get back to the run game here, try to kill some more clock, and see what you can do.
Ball on the 27. Easton Nelson. Handoff Sirk. Sirk goes off to the left side, and a gain of a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 9. 44 yards away from the record.
Yeah, 44 yards away. All it takes is one sometimes. We'll see what happens
I can
here.
do that math.
Yeah, that would make it a lot easier.
I could do like little numbers. You know?
Once again, Math 101.
Math 101.
Math 101. We'll be hosting the class afterwards with yours truly. But, yeah, now 2nd and 9 here for Yankton, trying to find something in the ground game, or continue to find something in the ground game here and kill more clock.
Yankton doesn't seem like they know what they're doing. Obviously, they're trying to kill the clock, but I like to imagine that they're all in there like, what do I do with my hands? Because they're usually really fast to the line.
Saying, how about you? You get your huddle there.
Yeah. Easton Nelson handoff. Sheldon up the middle. And nice, powerful run there. Will be 3 yards short of the first down. They'll bring up 3rd and 3.
Yeah, call it about a gain of 6 or 7 on the play. Nice play by the big bruising back, Matthew Sheldon, on that one. Now 3rd and about 3 here for Yankton as they're trying to get a first down and move the sticks.
And now it is going to be Sheldon and Cirk. Will be your dueling backs here. And they're looking at the play clock, trying to drain as much as possible. We're at 9:10 to go in the 4th. Easton Nelson takes the snap, handoff, Sheldon, and goes up the middle and has enough for a Yankton Bucks first down. He'll move the chains.
You know what they say, Bryce, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yankton, they win 2 back sets, back-to-back plays, send Cirque in motion, and then just a dive with Sheldon up the middle. 2 nice gains there, and Yankton moving the sticks.
8:50 to go in the 4th. Yankton leads 21-7. Ball on the Yankton 40. Yankton possessing, obviously, going right to left on your screen or listening device.
And Bryce, you know they've gotten the instruction here. Kill as much clock as you can. There's about 10 seconds left on this clock before they broke the huddle, getting up to the line now.
Handoff, Cirque. Cirque goes up the middle, gains 2. Gonna rig 2nd and 8 for Yankton. 42 yards away now.
Once again, just keep killing that clock, and you see it getting under about 8 minutes here. We're getting close to 8 minutes, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, Evan Cirque having a good night, and like you said, another yard or 2 closer on that run.
Possibly, Josh, an historic night
for
the muscle.
Absolutely, and even if it doesn't, I mean, Bryce, 180 yards on the night. That's a heck of a night, and counting. So we'll see what happens, but here we go on 2nd and 9.
7:45 to go on the clock. Handoff, Cirque up the middle, and gains 3?
3, maybe 4.
Yeah, 3. So 3rd and 6 for the Bucks. It was one of those situations where there was multiple different markings down there from officials, so I was trying to figure it out.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised, Bryce. Yankton, if they just run the football again here, kill another few seconds off this clock. Obviously, that clock is their friend at this point with just about 7:10 to play here. 3rd and 6 for Yankton, but we'll see what they do.
7:05 to go in the 4th. 3rd and 6, Yankton. Ball in the 44. Easton Nelson has Matthew Sheldon behind him. We have a timeout taken by Yankton. Timeouts are brought to you by Hedro, one of Yankton's biggest and best employers. When it's time for a new job, maybe a new career direction, visit jobs.hedro.com. Back in 30 seconds. This is Yankton Bucks football. KYNT, KYNTV.
A new choice for District 18 Senate, Lauren Nelson.
This is Lauren Nelson. As an educator and administrator, I know firsthand the dedication and effort teachers put into their students each and every day. As your next state senator, I will be committed to providing the necessary funding to help teachers successfully educate all students in District 18.
Vote now or on Election Day, November 5th, for Lauren Nelson, District 18 Senate. Paid for by Lauren Nelson for Senate.
6:56 to go in the 4th. 3rd and 6 for Yankton. Yankton took a timeout. They still have 2 left. Brookings has 2 left as well. Easton Nelson, pitch option, keep it himself. Gets to the near side to the 45. And flags in the field. Excuse me. And what do you see there, Josh? Holding probably?
I think you're going to hold here on Matthew Sheldon. I think that's going to be calling this play. Grab the defender around the edge on that one. We'll see if Brookings, obviously, I'm guessing they'll probably just decline this and take about 4th and 4 here.
Waiting on the word. They're going to decline the penalty.
I think they actually might have accepted that penalty, Bryce.
No, he's correcting himself. Yeah, I saw 2 officials. One was trying to get the other's attention. No, decline. So it is 4th down, and Yankton will punt. Matthew Sheldon will be out there to punish this football. He kicks it hard, Josh.
Yes, and he's had a very good night. How about that punt where he downed it at the 1 earlier? Let's see what he can do on this one.
And rugby punt and to the 25, and Yankton bounce again. And it's not the 1 yard line, Josh, but it is the 9. And another great punt from Matthew Sheldon and the special teams.
Yeah, if we had a special teams player of the night, it would be Matthew Sheldon. He's had some great punts here tonight, and another one right there, rolling inside the 10. And Yankton, look, they only got 1 first down that drive, Bryce, but they killed about 4 minutes off the clock. Brookings now, they're going to have to get it going here with under 7 to play. They got to score 2 touchdowns, and they got to score them quick.
All right, Anderson and company. Ball on the 9, 6:40 to go in the 4th. Trailing Yankton by 2 scores. Takes a snap. He's back to pass. Right heel on the end zone. Pass the middle of the field and brought in by Tetzloff at the Yankton, or the Brookings 40. And we do have a flag out in the field as well. And I'm thinking, Josh, probably pass interference. Obviously declined.
Yeah, pass interference in that, but a big play. Tetzloff with a nice catch. He had the touchdown the last drive. Wow, what a play. Over 30 yards on that one. Nice catch.
Official call here. And Yankton's still in the driver's seat, Josh, but the road is just getting a little bumpy here.
Yeah, and all of a sudden this Brookings offense has found life. You saw it on the last drive with a few big plays, and they get a nice one to start this drive. Now let's see what they do here with a fresh set of downs and all of a sudden not backed up in their own end zone on about the 42-yard line.
6:25 to go in the 4th. And Brookings still taking a long time in the huddle here. 10 seconds to go on the play clock. Anderson single back set, 2 receivers far, 1 near. Pass attempt to the right side for Wainman, and over his right shoulder, out of bounds, the 25 incomplete.
Good job there on the coverage. Looks like Bodie Thurman down there on the play. He did a good job of forcing it to the sideline. Nice job, nice coverage on that play.
Swayze making a play.
Making a play indeed, and really needed to get that one after a big shot play on the first play of this drive for Brookings. Nice job to force the incomplete pass.
6:06 to go in the 4th. Yankton leads 21-7. It's 2nd and 10 for Brookings. Ball on their own 42-yard line. Trips receivers far side, 1 near. Flag on the play on Yankton's sideline area. And it's going against Brookings.
Yeah, it looks like number 7 there, Blake Canegeider, was lined up a few yards across the line of scrimmage on that one.
A few.
And I think that's going to be what the call is here. And that's going to put Brookings back a couple yards on this one.
He's in Yankton's secondary. Like, what?
I'm just trying to get going here.
So that will back up the Bobcats. SDSU hosts Hobo Days tomorrow. Their homecoming and D-Days in Vermilion for the Yotes. Big day tomorrow. College football in the state. Here at a beautiful Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium. Anderson takes a snap for Brookings and looking to pass downfield. He does have an open receiver. Intercepted by Yankton. It's Cale Hazelhorse. He's on his horse to the 50. That's where he is forced out of bounds. Flags are up in the air, but Josh, I think, is standing. Another interception for Cale Hazelhorse, his 3rd on the year.
Yeah, and that pass was just sailed by Anderson. It looked like Canegeider was wide open down the field, and I thought that could have been disaster for the Bucs, but Hazelhorse was able to catch up to it and get the pick. I believe the penalty's on the return. I'm not sure if it was a hit out of bounds, maybe a hold or something like that. But either way, this is going to be Yankton ball, and that's huge, forcing their 3rd turnover of the night, 2nd pick of the evening as well.
Yeah, great play as the officials are having a discussion on the far side of the field.
See what the call is here. Like I said, I believe this is on the return of some kind, so this should stay Yankton football.
If not, we riot.
If not, we riot. I like it.
Here's the official call. Yeah, there you go. Lucas Cordell getting a little excited there, so a late hit, but after the interception. So it's just going to back up Yankton, but they'll take it. It's still Yankton ball.
Right, the key now for the rest of the night is killing clock. You get the big turnover there, stops all the momentum that Brookings had, and they were gaining momentum in this game. But Hazelhorst with the big pick, his third of the season, for the third turnover of the night here for Brookings.
Easton Nelson in the shotgun. Handoff, Sirk. Sirk bounces to the outside, almost gets away. And it'll be a gain of 2 on the play.
Yeah, gain of about 2 on the play, like you said. I thought for a second there he was going to be able to bust that one out, but he wasn't able to. And like I said, not much on that one.
And Evan Sirk comes off the field and either really tired, Josh, or has a slight limp. I think maybe just really exhausted. Many carries tonight.
Yeah, many carries tonight. He's been really good. He's got over 180 yards, and they've been riding him throughout the night with a mix of Matthew Sheldon in there as well. Let's see what they go to here on second down.
Trips receivers right, 1 left. Pitch option, Jason Lachek in there at halfback, or at running back, and East Nelson keeps it and scrambles 2 yards shy of the first down. But a nice gain there from the Yankton quarterback.
And he's a part of that ground game, too. He had about 40 yards rushing in that first half on some scrambles, couple design runs. You saw it there on the quarterback keeper on that option play. He chooses to take it, hit the hole, and had a nice gain of about 6 or 7 on that play.
So 3rd and 2 for the Bucks. Get the first down here, and it's not game over, but it becomes very, very difficult for Brookings. Connor Slava in motion, near to far side. Handoff, Sedlacek. Sedlacek can't gain any ground. He is stopped behind the line. Loss of at least a yard on the play. And they'll bring up 4th down for the Bucks. And the punt team will come back out.
Yeah, punt team come back out. No need to risk anything with a turnover and downs or anything like that. At least you kill another minute or so off that clock. And now we'll see if Matthew Sheldon can have another nice punt here after rolling it inside the 10 on the last drive.
No pressure, Matthew Sheldon, but let's see a 1-yarder again. And a snap and slight jog off to his right. Punt is up and takes the Yankton bounce, but it will be stopped right at the Brookings 34. And, you know, his worst punt of the night, but still not that bad.
Yeah, no, Bryce, he's a really good punter, and he's been great all season. You've seen it tonight. He always finds a way to seem to get the roll, and even there, even though it was just a minor one, still win a few extra yards. And now Brookings, you got 3:40 left, 2 scores down. You're down 2 scores. Thought you had a chance at a shot play on that last drive. However, Hazelhorst with the nice pick. Let's see how Brookings responds and see if they can get on the board quick, or if Yankton's going to do what they've done for the majority of the night and shut the Brookings offense down.
3:40 to go in the 4th. 21-7, Bucks lead. It's 1st and 10 for the Bobcats on their own 34. Moving left to right. Under pressure, Anderson. He loses the football. Ball is loose, and we have Edley Amaro down, maybe with it. We'll see.
And I think you're going to get a hold here. I think there was a tackle for Brookings who was holding Amaro as he was trying to get to the ball. So I think this penalty is going to be on Brookings. Did you see who came up with the sack on that play, Bryce?
I think it was Amaro. Go ahead. Say it out loud, Brayden.
Amaro was on the recovery.
Okay, Feezer got the sack.
Okay. That's 3 for Feezer on the night.
2 Feezy.
2 Feezy indeed. And I think it was Amaro on the recovery. We'll see what the call is here on the
wait,
flag.
you ask about... Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about the recovery. That's why I said Amaro.
Yes, that's going to be 1st down Yankton on the sack fumble there by Easton Feezer. He's got 3 sacks on the night. What a performance for him. Looking at it here, the junior with 3 sacks, and then Amaro with the fumble recovery. Nice play.
So 1st and 10 for Yankton on the Brookings 20, right in the Midwest Insurance Agency red zone. And handoff for Ladwig. And nothing there. Very small loss on the play. So 2nd and 10.5.
A 2nd, 10.5. Not much going on that. An update for you. Dort just fumbled the ball in their own end zone. The score now is 21-17 Dort with 1:55 left in the third quarter. Close game here. Wow, what a play. Defensive touchdown. Lancers down 4 against the number 5 team in the NAIA.
So 2nd and 11 for the Bucks, letting the clock drain out as much as possible. We're under 3 minutes to go. Ball on the Brookings 21. Yankton moving right to left. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Single back set. It's Ladwig. Ladwig goes up the middle and high steps his way to the 15 and maybe the 14. And nice gain on the play. It's about 7 yards for Jason Ladwig.
Yeah, did a nice job there. Broke a couple tackles and kept it going. Nice gain on that one. Now a 3rd manageable here for Yankton.
So 3rd and 4 for the Bucks. Timeout taken by Brookings. Timeouts brought to you by Hedro, one of Yankton's biggest and best employers. When it's time for a new job, maybe a new career direction, visit jobs at hedro.com. Back in 30 seconds, Yankton Bucks football.
KYNT, Yankton, FM 1021 and AM 1450.
Do you think the politicians in Pierre could do a better job of listening to you? Then how about Harns?
I'm Paul Harns. As a former high school teacher, I believe my students did a better job of listening to each other than politicians do. If I'm elected, I promise to act more like them. Listening and working together is what's best for District 18.
Vote Paul Harns for District 18 House now by absentee or on November 5th. Paid for by Harns for House.
All right, Yankton back to the line. 3rd and 4 for the Bucks. 2:36 to go in the 4th. Yankton leads 21-7. Yankton can shut the door on Brookings right here. And halfback toss out to Ladwig at the lunges forward back to the line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play.
No gain on the play. Nothing going there for the Bucks. But Bryce, we got to go back to the town of Yankton again. Continuing with the Mount Marty game, Dort just fumbled the kickoff after that fumble touchdown. There is a meltdown happening in Yankton from the number 5 team in the NAIA. Yankton has the ball on about midfield. Mount Marty has the ball in the midfield down 4 here. There is chaos happening back home. But here's keeping it here in Brookings, Bryce. This Yankton football team, they're up 2 scores with 2:30 left. And the story of the night is the defense. You get 4 sacks on the night, 4 turnovers forced, 2 picks, 2 fumbles. This defense, Bryce, has just been lights out.
Yeah, and Josh, I think we're about to see our first field goal attempt of the season officially. I say officially because, maybe not.
It's still 3rd down here, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, man. You know what? You got me all flustered with this Mount Marty thing because I'm looking, and I imagine that the voice of Lancer Athletics, Tel Tanner's going crazy, as well as the play-by-play announcer for football, Steve Toom.
I lied.
Having a good night.
They have now switched it to 4th down, and we are getting the field goal.
You're in timeout right now because you embarrassed me.
Hey, I followed the sticks. That is my bad.
Kevin Ortiz. This will be a 31-yard attempt. Nice snap, nice hold. Kick is up and is good. Yankton is perfect from field goals this season. Their first of the season officially. And Yankton leads 24-7. 2:26 to go in the 4th. They'll be kicking off. This is Yankton Bucks football on KYNT and KYNTV.
Finding that missing shin guard. Remembering whether it's a home or away game. Getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan. Oh, come on, ref! That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MT&RC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. Visit mtrcsmithinsurance.com.
2:26 to go in the 4th. Yankton leads 24-7. That field goal Didn't end it, Josh, but the door's not closed, but it's, there's like that hotel latch on it right now.
Yeah, that latch on it. And the key about that field goal and why it's so important is you go up 3 scores now. I know there's not a lot of time left, but 3 scores is huge in that one. And now Yankton leading 24-7 here. And you see the first made field goal of the season. That feels good as we are in the booth next to special teams coordinator Brady Hill. He was very excited about that one. Happy for Kevin Ortiz.
And the return for Brookings to the 30 and gets to the 33 or maybe 34, and that's where Brookings will take over. We do have a Bobcat down on the field, and I think he'll pop up. And lead Brookings, they need a quick score.
Yeah, need a quick score here, and got to avoid turning the football over, Bryce. 4 turnovers here tonight for Brookings as they really struggled with a couple picks and then a couple fumbles as well. It's Yankton defense, we've talked about it. The key number tonight is 4. 4 sacks, 4 turnovers for us. It's been a great night.
So 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. Anderson. Snap. Rolls. And will be brought down in the backfield. Edley Amaro. A big sack for Yankton and a loss of a lot of yards.
Yeah, loss of a lot of yards on that one. Edley Amaro. And Bryce, we're going to talk about defensive players.
How many does he have today?
He's at 2.5, I believe, and Feezer's at 3. We're going to have to talk about defensive player of the game. They have both been insane here tonight. It's been crazy.
Sacks brought to you by Vantage Financial. Contact Adam Walter of Vantage Financial today. Search Adam Walter, Vantage Financial. All right, so he's had 2.5 today?
2.5 today. He split one with Eustace, and then looking at it, Easton Feezer with 3 tonight.
So he has 5.5 sacks in the season. And that passes up and incomplete on the near side. Intended target was Levante Carter. Bring up 3rd and 19.
Yeah, 3rd and very long here. This Yankton defense once again forcing things with the pressure. We talked about it. Edley Amaro with a sack to start this drive. Not able to come up on that completion either. Now 3rd and very long. This is really the encore performance for a defense that's had an A+ showing here tonight.
The end of the 3rd in Yankton, and they'll go to the 4th quarter. Dort leading Mount Marty 21-17. So I am keeping my eye on that right now. And 2 receivers far side as one's in motion here in Brookings. And Anderson back to pass. He rolls right. He's looking downfield. He wants to find someone. He'll keep the ball himself. Cut to the middle of the field. He has a block. And he is at the 35. Goes a little bit backwards and is brought down by Cale Hazelhorst at the original line of scrimmage. And it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, nice job by Hazelhorst. I thought for a second there that Anderson was going to be able to break that one for a big gain. Yeah. But Hazelhorst did a nice job limiting. He's had a nice night. This whole defense has had a nice night. 5 sacks, 4 turnovers for us. And I think Brookings here, Bryce, they're going to wave the white flag, and they're lining up to punt this football.
Just stop the bleeding right now and just let the score settle where it is. 24-7 as Drew Johnson back to punt. And a fair catch call by Connor Slava at the 30. And Yankton presumably will be kneeling on this one. What a victory, Josh, for the Yankton Bucks. They come in here in seed point standings in 11AA, the 5th team, Brookings #1. This has so many implications for a playoff picture as well as the EST conference title.
Yeah, and this is one of those you had to have it type games. It puts Yankton right in the mix for that 1 seed. Chaos is among us here in the 11AA right now as Yankton gets a big win against the #1 team in the standings here tonight. A dominant win, especially on the defensive end. I mean, Bryce, 5 sacks on the night, 4 turnovers. What an incredible performance. If you're coach Brady Muth and, of course, defense coordinator Justin Olson, you can't be any more pleased how your defense played tonight.
Your 4th quarter sponsors, Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first, located at 2701 Fox Run Parkway in Yankton. And MT&RC Smith Insurance, an independent insurance agency offering you a variety of products for your individual, family, and business needs. Yankton wins 24-7 here at Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium in Brookings. That is your scoreboard update brought to you by SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab. Their #1 goal at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab is to make each patient feel at home and know they are truly there to help you live a healthier, pain-free life. SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, the go-to place for specialized wellness and therapy. Visit them at SWATCarPreventingandRehab.com. Post-game breakdown brought to you by Sarasota for State Center. Coming around the corner, this is Yankton Bucks football.
Sarasota is running for State Senate District 18.
This is Bernie Hanoff. In November, we're electing a new state senator, and I'm happily supporting Sarah Sarda. I'm a big fan of Sarah's leadership style. She's thoughtful, she listens. Maybe most important nowadays, Sarah Sarda has no political agenda. She just wants to make this a better place. Sarah already does that in her work career and in her amazing leadership on the school board. I'm proud to be the chair of her campaign and our committee, Sarah Sarda for State Senator, paid for this message.
Looking for the perfect pair of glasses? At Vision Care Associates, we've got you covered. Step into our showroom and discover our vast selection from timeless classics to the latest trends. With several styles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect match for your look. Experience personalized service and expert care, whether you need help finding the right frame or adjusting your new glasses for the perfect fit.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
This game break is brought to you by a lot of people supporting the Bucks and Gazelles. So far, these high school athletes have put on quite a show for us tonight. We've had a great and exciting game. So let's break down the highlights and get you up to speed. Hold on. Well, this is unusual. One second. We're getting word from the referee. Let's just listen in.
Due to Representative Julie Auck, Lauren Nelson, and the South Dakota Legislature's vote to cut $109 million from South Dakota public schools, we cannot afford to continue. This game is over.
Folks, this game break was a warning. Representative Julie Auck and Lauren Nelson are attacking South Dakota's excellent education system. But you can stop them from succeeding by voting against Representative Julie Auck and Lauren Nelson in the upcoming election. Our students are counting on you. Paid for by the Save Our Schools PAC, not endorsed by any candidate.
All right, welcome back here to Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium in Brookings, your post-game breakdown. And that is brought to you by Sarah Sarda for State Senator. Find out more about Sarah's campaign online at sarahsardaforstatesenator.com or scan the QR code that'll be on your screen here soon. And being joined for our post-game coach interview, Coach Brady Hale. Coach, so many things to talk about. First of all, congratulations. A big victory for the Yankton Bucks. Not just a feel-good thing, but also ESD implications, 11 AA playoff kind of seeding implications. This is a big victory that Yankton wanted, maybe needed, and you got it here tonight.
Absolutely. Super proud of our guys. I mean, there was no shortness of motivation going on this week. ESD opponent, like you said, #1 ranked team. And then the challenge of going on the road and being focused, I thought the guys really embraced that. It's a unique trip up here with the locker room situation being, it's just the way it is. High school kids, you never quite know how that'll be handled, but they handled it amazing. And I just thought from the start, scoring on the first drive, that was huge, setting the tone. I thought our defense played a great ball game tonight. Just really happy that the guys, kind of came out here and put the foot on the pedal right away.
All right, and I guess we're going to start right with Evan Sirk. And someone yell out his rushing yards again. 185 in the game. And 222, Coach, is the record. Scott Nedved, we obviously know that name, 1997. And a lot of carries. I believe you said he had 18 carries in the first half. Just that's a lot of carries for Evan Sirk.
Yeah, he's our workhorse. I'm sure he was feeling it a little bit, but we like giving that kid the ball, for obvious reasons. For him to be mentioned with some of those names, too, in the rushing record books is no surprise. He's that caliber of running back. And if the game script goes right, I wouldn't be shocked if he's around those numbers in the future. So just really glad to have Evan Sirk. And obviously none of that happens without our big boys up front getting it done. So we have a really special group all together, and those guys would all probably give each other credit for whatever happened tonight. So just a special group to work with, and I'm glad that Evan could have some success tonight.
I'll let Josh ask about more individual players, but just give me the overall thought on a very impressive Yankton defensive performance here tonight.
Yeah, what an effort by that group. Edley couldn't be blocked. Feeser came in, hadn't played a ton of defensive end, but he did a great job tonight.
Too easy.
Yeah, exactly. And then our DBs, I thought, considering the amount of runs that Brookings does, and then the play action is not easy to defend. So those guys being ball hawks and getting multiple interceptions and forcing turnovers the whole night, I mean, that was huge. And when they did have a little momentum here in the fourth quarter, able to get an interception and a fumble and pretty much their next 2 offensive plays, it felt like. So I thought the defensive effort, just shout out to that whole group and Coach Olson and Coach Savvy and Coach Schwalk. They do a great job. So that was awesome to watch.
Yeah, and Coach, you mentioned the defense did a great job. And I have some stats for you on that, and I just want your reaction on these. I mean, Edley Amaro, 2.5 sacks. He split one with Peyton Eustace. Easton Feeser with 3 sacks, one of which being a sack fumble. So 5 sacks as a team, and then forcing 4 turnovers. Just what are your thoughts here in that?
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of opportunities for our offense. I mean, Edley has got to be one of the best defensive ends that I've seen in a while. He's a special player, and Feeser, for him to come in and, like I said, he hadn't had a ton of reps at defensive end, but to get 3 sacks and a strip fumble, I mean, that's awesome. Just really proud of those guys. I can't believe that. That's a lot of turnovers. It didn't feel like 5, but now that you mention it, I can think of all 5 of them, and they were each huge plays in the game, and that's what they're capable of. So just happy they could execute tonight.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you about the special teams. First off, with that, Matthew Sheldon with a bunch of punts inside the 10, 1 down at the 1, and then, of course, after that, I want to talk about the field goal from Kevin Ortiz. Just your thoughts on both those.
Yeah, so Matthew does a great job for us. He's obviously asked to do a lot on every Friday night, and he treats it all like it's equally important. He takes every rep, like it's the play that's going to make the difference in the game. And you're exchanging a ton of field position on all those punts, and that's something that people maybe don't realize, but you're changing 40 or 50 yards of field position each time. And for him to pin them inside the 10 multiple times, I thought he did a great job. His coverage team did a great job downing the ball. And then Kevin, that's my guy. Call him Kevin Automatic Ortiz. What a job he's done. He's a soccer kid who, reps were short, didn't have a ton of reps. And then these last couple of weeks, he's been able to focus just on football and kicking. And I think he's still got a higher ceiling this year. So I'm just excited to see him continue to grow as a kicker. And I know we'd rather score 7, but I think it's fun to watch a 3-pointer go in every once in a while.
Oh, yeah, of course. And, Josh, you have any more?
Yeah, I mean, looking forward here. Big game next week against T. Obviously, talking to Coach Muth earlier in the week, he mentioned that the playoffs started this week, and really, I mean, you got to think that continues next week with T.
Yeah, T, they're a good opponent. They're a quality program that we have a lot of respect for, and we're going to have to prepare just like you said, it's a playoff game. So, and they're going to bring unique challenges. They run the ball really well. That's just the way they've been for years, and I'm interested to see what we see on film from those guys. It'll be another test for us. Coach Muth does a great job of getting our guys prepared, and like you said, we take one day to celebrate this one, and then we're just back to it, just like another routine in the week. So we'll got to go 1-0 every week.
Are you staying up here for Hoba Days, or are you going to be at the show tomorrow?
I am coming back just for your show, Bryce.
There you go.
Then I'm coming right back up here to watch my rabbits.
Well, because you heard that I got you a pepperoni pizza for tomorrow.
I appreciate it. I'd come back for pepperoni pizza anytime.
Hey, we'll talk in depth about this game tomorrow. And good.
I did have one more question. Some are saying D-Days are better. Do you have any thoughts on that?
No comment.
All right. Congratulations, Coach.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Have a safe trip.
All right. We'll take a break, come back, and continue here on KYNT and KYTV.
COVID-19 cases are on the rise, and peak flu season is almost here. Save time and get the updated COVID-19 vaccine and your flu shot at the same time at Hy-Vee. Schedule your updated COVID-19 vaccine and flu shot online today, or just stop by any Hy-Vee pharmacy whenever it's convenient for you. No appointment necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. Your Hy-Vee pharmacy is here to help you and your family stay healthy. Some restrictions apply.
This game break is brought to you by a lot of people supporting the Bucks and Gazelles. So far, these high school athletes have put on quite a show for us tonight. We've had a great and exciting game. So let's break down the highlights and get you up to speed. Hold on. Well, this is unusual. One second. We're getting word from the referee. Let's just listen in.
Due to Representative Julie Auck, Lauren Nelson, and the South Dakota Legislature's vote to cut $109 million from South Dakota Public Schools, we cannot afford to continue. This game is over.
Folks, this game break was a warning. Representative Julie Auck and Lauren Nelson are attacking South Dakota's excellent education system. But you can stop them from succeeding by voting against Representative Julie Auck and Lauren Nelson in the upcoming election. Our students are counting on you. Paid for by the Save Our Schools PAC, not endorsed by any candidate.
I love 1919 root beer. It's the best over a big scoop of vanilla ice cream. My favorite is just ice cold 1919 poured over crunchy ice. It's so refreshing. It's the creamiest root beer ever.
1919 root beer is the perfect treat. Brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients. It's the creamiest, full-bodied, alcohol and caffeine-free draft root beer available. It's a taste tradition since, well, 1919.
All right, welcome back here to the postgame breakdown brought to you by Sarah Sarda for State Senator. Find out more about Sarah's campaign online at sarahsardaforstatesenator.com or scan the QR code on your screen. And we are sitting in the broadcast booth brought to you by Fairfield Inn and Suites and Holiday Inn Express in Yankton. Get great rates and flexible reservation changes by calling the Fairfield by Marriott or Holiday Inn Express Hotel Direct, 605-653-2250. Thanks to Coach Brady Hale for joining us for our post-game coach interview, brought to you by Rhonda Westland State Farm Insurance. Let Rhonda review current home, auto, or life insurance to see if she can help you save some money. That's Rhonda Westland State Farm. And we're going to get into our highlights right now of the game. So our highlights segment, we'll go over the game flow here. And the only person that can go over highlights for us, like the only one that's possibly could do it, the best, Brayden Butler.
Best of the best.
Oh,
Well,
yep,
it
there
helps
you
if you
go.
mute me,
Oh, do you want me to meet you again?
Please don't.
Take it away, Brayden.
It was a great night here at Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium for the Yankton Bucks, and it got started early. Their opening drive ended in a touchdown, 19-yard touchdown run from Evan Sirk. The extra point is good, puts the Bucks up 7-0.
Evan Sirk goes to the middle, bounces to the outside. He's to the 10, to the 5, and touchdown Yankton!
Big touchdown there for Evan Sirk. Put the Bucks up 7-0 after the good extra point. The Bucks defense stands tall with a fumble recovery late on, setting the Yankton up for another score. This time in the second quarter, it's Matthew Sheldon, 4 yards out, ends up in 6, puts the Bucks up 14-0 after the extra point.
Handoff, Sheldon, touchdown Yankton! The bombshell goes off. You can count it. Yankton leading 13-0 here in Brookings.
The two teams would trade turnovers and punts until midway through the third quarter. There was also an interception in there by Carson Ness, that one in the second quarter of play. Halftime score was 14-0. Couple more punts to start the second half, but then Easton Nelson powers his way in from 1 yard out. That buck truck, as Bryce calls it, 1 yard for 6.
And so it is second and goal, power formation. And the buck truck is successful as Easton Nelson goes in there for the score. And Yankton now leads 20-0.
The next score would be from Brookings as quarterback Gavin Anderson was able to find Tetzlav for 6. 27-yard touchdown pass makes the score 21-7. Yankton's defense would answer shortly after that. The next Brookings drive after that touchdown, it was an interception from Cale Hazelhorst. The score line would stay 21-7 until the final score of the game was the first field goal of the season from Kevin Ortiz, Kevin Automatic, as we heard from assistant coach Brady Hale. 31-yard field goal, the first of the season for the Bucks, for our final score line 24-7.
Kevin Ortiz. This will be a 31-yard attempt. Nice snap, nice hold. Kick is up and is good.
As a Kevin Ortiz enjoyer myself, I was glad to see him get on the scoreboard. Obviously a great player for the Yankton Bucks soccer team. I've loved covering him this fall. I'm glad he gets to keep kicking some balls here in the fall athletics season. But that is the final score line after that field goal, 24-7. A punt from Brookings and then kneel downs to end the game. Yankton with a big win on the road over the Brookings Bobcats.
All right, thank you, Brayden. Stay right here. Let's jump into our out-of-town scoreboard. It's brought to you by Upper Midwest Garage Door, specializing in the sales, installation, and service of residential and commercial garage doors and openers throughout eastern South Dakota. Upper Midwest Garage Door is your local authorized Clopay dealer. Brayden, take us around the state.
We'll start with some teams in the local area for Yankton. Avon is taking a big lead over Scotland Minnow. That one was 24-20 at one point. It's now 58-20. Avon leads in the fourth quarter. Bonham picked up a victory. They defeated Platte Geddes 36-18. Gayville-Vollen falls to Centerville 38-22. Freeman Marion Freeman Academy shut out Irene Wakanda 52-0. And Vermilion pulls off a 1-point victory 15-14 on the road over Tri-Valley. Now let's look at scores around Class 11 AA. The Huron Tigers put a W in the win column, 10-0 over Aberdeen Central. That one in Aberdeen. It at Woodall Field in Sturgis. Pierre, a 3-point victory for them over Sturgis Brown. That one is 17-14 in favor of the Governors. Mitchell fell to Brandon Valley, the number 2 team in Class 11 AAA, 47-0. Spearfish shut out Douglas 58-0, and Watertown a shutout win over T Area. A lot of zeros on the scoreboard tonight in Class 11 AA. Some great defensive efforts, but that's 25-0. Watertown wins at home over T Area. That's your scoreline all around 11 AAA, and a look at some local scores as well in the Yankton area.
All right, Mount Marty trailing 35-17 to Dort back in Yankton, and Mount Marty really seemed to hang with them for quite a long time.
And, it's the scoreline may not show it, but Mount Marty played a very great game defensively. It's not even over yet. That's 35-17. It's not over yet. There's still, I think, just under 6 minutes left as we're seeing it here on our screen. But that's a very good performance from Mount Marty. You're taking the number 5 team in the country, had them on the ropes for a little bit. Nothing you can hang your head too low on, but still time for that scoreline to change around as well.
Another great performance was had here tonight by the Yankton Bucks. A lot of big stats were put up. Let's get your stat recap brought to you by Mayor Signs. If it's time to review the look of your business's signage, let Mayor Signs help. They offer all types of signs, including lit, non-lit, digital, and much more. Contact Mayor Signs today on 4th and Broadway in Yankton. We bring in the Bolt, Josh Boelter.
The Bolt, I like it. All right, let's break it down. Let's start with Brookings. Passing-wise, Gavin Anderson for the quarterback. He went 9 for 18, 153 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks. Leading the way rushing for Brookings, that was Will Conrad. He had 8 carries for 32 yards, and the leading receiver on the day was Bergen Tetzloff. He had 3 catches for 81 yards and a touchdown. Now let's move over to the Yankton Bucks. Easton Nelson, he was 4 for 9 passing with 22 yards, but he added 25 yards on the ground and a rushing touchdown. Speaking of rushing, let's talk about Evan Sirk, shall we, Bryce? He had 29 carries for 185 yards and a touchdown. How about Matthew Sheldon as well? 13 carries, 54 yards, and a touchdown. Carson Ness, the leading receiver, 3 catches, 19 yards. Cohen Zarbach had the other reception. Now let's move over to defense. How about the defense? 5 total sacks on the day, 2.5 from Edley Amaro, half a sack with Peyton Eustace, 3 sacks from Easton Feeser, one of those being a sack fumble. There were 4 turnovers on the night caused by the Yankton defense, 2 interceptions, 1 from Carson Ness, 1 from Cale Hazelhorse, and a couple fumbles, including that sack fumble we talked about, those recoveries by Thomas Reardon, Edley Amaro, and Easton Feeser.
All right, thank you, Josh. And let's get into our awards of the game. We'll start with our defensive player of the game, brought to you by Olson's Pest Technicians, your residential and commercial pest control solution. Call 1-800-KIL-BUGS. So many players could be deserving.
So many. I mean, there were a bunch of interceptions. Hazelhorse had a pick. Carson Ness had a pick. But I think we're actually going to split this one between the 2 pass rushers tonight. We're going to give it to Easton Feeser and Edley Amaro. Easton Feeser, he had 3 sacks, including a sack fumble. Edley Amaro had 2.5 sacks and a fumble recovery on the night. Easton Feeser with a fumble recovery as well. Really just an impressive night from those 2. So your co-defensive players of the game, that's going to go to Edley Amaro and Easton Feeser.
And our Hy-Vee offensive player of the game, brought to you by Hy-Vee, was a helpful smile in every aisle. There is one answer.
Yeah, and that's going to be the senior tailback, number 1, Evan Sirk. Anytime you go for 29 carries for 185 yards and a touchdown, you are the offensive player of the game. Evan Sirk, an incredible performance, hard fought, and yes, your offensive player of the game, Evan Sirk.
All right, schedule preview brought to you by Parker Hannafin of Yankton. Look ahead to a brighter future with a new career at Parker of Yankton. All benefits begin day one. Learn more at parker.com. Parker, engineering your success. A big matchup next week versus T area. And that will be a 6:30 kickoff, 5:30 pregame. Again, 5:30 pregame, 6:30 kickoff as they move the game back. And T area, another formidable opponent for Yankton, and that will also have a lot of implications.
Yeah, it will. And looking at T, they lost tonight 25-0 against Watertown. That's a game that obviously they're going to want to. They know they're better than that, and they're going to come back and look for some vengeance here against a Yankton team that bounced them out of the playoffs last year and the semifinal. But talking about the implication of that game, right now it's about a 4-team race, Bryce, for that number 1 seed between the Bucks, between Brookings here, between Watertown, and Spearfish as well. So this is one of those games we talked about. The playoffs start now. Got to have it for Yankton if you want to stay in contention for one of those top 2 seeds.
All right. And remember, the Coach's Corner tomorrow morning, about 9:05 a.m. from the KYNT studios. It's going to be on KYNT and KYN-TV. We'll talk to all the football coaches for the Bucks, varsity and sub-varsity. And we'll have an interview with Coach Brett Syme. Yankton Bucks golf just wrapped up. And we'll talk all the other Yankton high school athletics. Gazelles soccer season just wrapped up. Post-game interview, actually maybe even Tyler Sherring in the studio with us. That's to be determined. But a lot to talk about tomorrow morning on the Coach's Corner. Hope you can join us. And we're proud to be your local home for the FCS Nation Show. Each week, Kevin Marshall and Stone Lebanowitz take you around the country to discuss the latest in the football championship subdivision from our in-state teams, the USD Coyotes and the SDSU Jackrabbits, whose home stadium we're sitting in right now, to the North Dakota schools, UND and NDSU, and the rest of the FCS. They cover it all. It's coming up after we sign off here tonight, so make sure you stick around. Final thoughts from the Bolt.
Look, incredible performance tonight. You run for over 200 yards as a team. You get 5 sacks, 4 turnovers on the defensive side of the football. In a game that you needed to have, you go out and get it against the number 1 ranked team in 11AA. A big win and puts you right in the mix for things in that 1 seed for the rest of the season.
All right. Thank you to Daniel Dykstra and Grady Harrington, our KYNT studio producers here tonight. Trevin Ricklick on hand here as well as Brayden Butler, our host of the Yankton Bucks Kickoff Show, as well as running camera here today. And for Josh Boelter, I'm KYNT Sports Director Bryce Ladwig. Go Bucks and go enjoy the rest of your weekend. The Bucks are victorious here in Brookings. And this is Yankton Bucks football on KYNT and KYN-TV, Yankton's home team and stream.
Thank you for listening to Yankton Athletics on KYNT, a Riverfront sports property, and Yankton's home team. Remember, KYNT is your home for Yankton High School athletics.